Hey, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Nick.
We are Working Class Nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right. We are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is Thursday, November 4th, 2021, and you can find this 127 podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and anywhere you can find a podcast in the galaxy far, far away. You can watch me terribly fail at video games Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at twitch.tv/MarcusB814.
And you can see me play video games every single Monday night at twitch.tv/NickVern51.
You can find the both of us on Twitter and Discord, but I am at MarcusB814.
And I am at Nick Vern, that's NICKVERN. And this week's episode, we're talking with professional video game enthusiast Doritos. Doritos raids with Marcus in Star Wars: The Old Republic, is a super frequent chatter in both of our streams, and is a Horizon Zero Dawn expert.
Whoa.
So, welcome to the show, Doritos, and what have you been up to?
Thank you. Expert. Boy, that's pushing it, but okay, I'll take it. Sure, expert. Yeah, we can go with that. I like it.
I have never once exaggerated anybody's intro on this podcast.
No, never, ever.
Never once.
Well, thanks.
Except mine. Maybe,
that's okay.
maybe mine's been exaggerated.
Just a touch.
Yes.
So let's see. What have I been up to? So I have been. Well, let's see. Last week, boy, I had rolled off of 10 days worth of 12-hour graveyard shifts mid last week.
Oh, right.
For my job. So yes,
That's the worst.
Yeah. 3 weeks worth of work in 10 days. That's a blast. But
Jesus.
It's
So
terrible.
it was doable. I got it did. So got that done and back to the world of the living. So in my time, I was actually able to get some SWTOR gaming in. I'd come home at 8 in the morning and do 30 minutes worth of gaming, go to bed, wake up, 30 more minutes, and go to work. So playing along with the Feast of Prosperity wrapped up at the end of the week. So I got that done. Then played a little bit of Horizon Zero Dawn, working on some of the extra achievos, and still dabbling a little bit in Breath of the Wild.
Wow. I can see why, like, if you're playing Horizon Zero Dawn, you be inclined to get into Breath of the Wild again. You know?
That's actually my son's game. He bought it with his own money, and so we were like, "Can we play it too?" So okay, sure.
Oh, that's cool.
Breath of the Wild is so good. It's so good. The problem for me is it's a game that involves you needing to play it a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not a game you can pick up and like not pick it up for 3 weeks and start again.
Yeah. I mean, it's fairly straightforward, but you got to remember like which weapons you have and stuff.
And how to like movement and how to dodge and like you don't know like did I save where we are in like a hobgoblin hood and they've respawned? You know what I mean?
In the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah,
I'm not even off the Great Plateau yet, so I got plenty of time to screw it up.
Oh, you're still in you're still in the sunshine and rainbows part of the game.
Yeah.
Sunshine and rainbows.
Like,
Oh, sorry. So I was commenting on Horizon Zero Dawn. Breath of the Wild, you definitely got to like be involved in, I feel like. Because if you forget what you're doing, because like there's a lot of quests obviously to follow, but a lot of times it's like, oh, hey, you need to find you need to either get spicy peppers and they don't tell you where they are, or you need to go find warm clothes and you don't know where that is either. So you need to like remember that at this horse barn that you passed, somebody mentioned that their grandmother lives 2 towns to the east and she grows spicy peppers. You know what I mean? And
so clearly it's a fun game for people with CRS. Got it.
I don't know what CRS is.
Can't remember shit.
Exactly. Well, thankfully it's been out for a long time, and now you can just go to the Google and be like, where can I find spicy peppers?
Exactly.
Yeah,
which
but
is what
at
I
the
ended up
same
doing,
time,
but-
that game is intended for you to wander. I am
Mhm.
not a wanderer.
No, you're
at
at
all.
point A to point B, spray and pray, get it done, go.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the other part about Breath of the Wild that I love is it's just like it's so vast, but everything matters. Like you think like stupid stuff doesn't matter, but every piece of that game matters because you hit a pole on a boat and it'll create a thrust which will in turn make the boat move. I stood on a boat in the middle of a lake for about an hour just trying to figure that out. And I'm like, well, I can't swim because I drowned. So
Right, well,
and
eventually,
I pushed the boat enough off the shore to where it got me to the center of the lake, but I didn't have enough stamina to swim to the shore.
Right.
So I had to figure out how to do it. I broke many swords trying to figure that out.
Got it.
But, you know, it's
Oh my
also a big, you know, Breath of the Wild to me is a huge like tip my cap to Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo are fucking is like they can be as bougie as they want, and some of their like practices I don't believe in, but at the end of the day, they're innovators.
Yeah.
Like Breath of the Wild is the greatest game ever created because of what they did with it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like I'm a graphical whore, and that game doesn't look like it's not beautiful by any means.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice enough, and it's all on like a little flash drive. It's crazy to me.
That is crazy.
Sorry.
That's all good, but that's the whole point.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, so all you do is play video games and work graveyard shifts?
No, normally I live during the daylight when I go to bed at night. So, but then let's see, other things I do. So, you know, I've got 2 kids that are big, giant Star Wars fans. So for Halloween, of their own accord, they chose Mando and Boba Fett for their costumes for Halloween.
Well
That's
done.
awesome.
So that we're clearly raising our children right.
Agreed.
And so we decorated our house up big for Halloween. So I put those pictures in the Pix Discord channel for working class nerds. So folks want to see how we decorated up our house for Halloween. We do big.
Yeah, it's definitely a southern thing. No, for sure it is, because up here you get some people that do it a little bit, but not like down there. Like Brian from the Bad Feeling podcast, I remember one year he drove down his street and every house on his street was decorated to the T's for Halloween. It looked like Christmas up here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
up
I
here
was-
people go all out for Christmas pretty frequently.
Yeah, Christmas is the big one up here for decorating. But down there, man, everything is Halloween and spookiness.
Oh, we'll do Christmas big too, but it's just not it doesn't have the years behind the Halloween. We've been doing it for almost 20 years now, decorating big. So a little bit here, a little bit there over a couple of decades adds up.
Yeah, this looks great. I don't know how. Oh, I know why. I was gonna say, how did I miss this on Halloween? Well,
Because it wasn't out there on Halloween.
well, yes.
Then let's see. Also, like camping with my Snorlax chubs, and then free climbing in what spare time I have with Desmond Miles.
What?
Who's Desmond Miles?
Don't know who Desmond Miles is, huh?
Nope.
Sad face. Do you remember a company called Abstergo?
No.
Yes, I just googled it. That's free climbing with Desmond Miles. That's the okay. Remember in Assassin's Creed you'd play as like Altair or crap. What's the Italian guy's name?
Ezio Auditore.
Ezio Auditore. Yes, thank you, Ezio. Well, when you like flash forward to modern day and you're the modern day guy remembering your past ancestors who were assassins, that character was Desmond Miles.
Oh.
That was a complicated nerd joke. But wait a minute. Do you actually go camping with your Snorlax named Chubbs? Are you playing Pokemon Go or are you just seeing it for paying attention again?
Just if you're paying attention again.
I appreciate both of those.
But no, unfortunately, I do not have a Snorlax.
That'd be cool.
I'm completely lost.
Wait a minute.
That's
What would be
okay?
quick sidebar. From the original Pokemon, like the 105 or 6 or 7 or whatever, what would be your first pick to be like, this is my quote unquote starter that I picked with? Like now I have like, if it's a Snorlax, for example.
if I had to pick a starter one,
doesn't have to be the 3 starters. Like you, like Pokemon are real. You have one Pokemon from when you were a kid, and now they're like level 100, and they're your buddy.
Okay,
which one is your first one?
So when I was a kid, Pokemon weren't over here in the States yet. Pokemon got to the States when I was in college because I was working at a retail store that held the license for them and had to learn all about them and to explain it to parents coming in. I'm looking for a Pick-a-Tui, a Pikachu. Yes, that's one of these things over here.
That's funny.
So I'd probably pick a Squirtle.
A Squirtle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said a squirrel.
Squirrels.
I was like, no
Squirrel.
Pokemon for me. Just
squirrels.
Squirrel's a good one. And then so you'd have a Blastoise now, obviously.
Oh yeah.
See, like I want to say I would pick Charmander and then have a Charizard, but like I don't know that I actually see, like if it's little kid Nick picking a Pokemon, that's what I would have done for sure. Adult Nick might pick something a little more practical, like a Ditto or like something that's like super Healy or something, you know?
Right.
I'm trying to remember. Marcus, what do you think?
I have no idea.
You remember the first 100, but you played Pokemon Sword and Shield or something, didn't you, for a while?
Yes.
You grinded in like the starting area until you were like level 80. And you're like,
no,
I'm going to crush the first gym leader.
No, I beat Pokemon Sword.
Oh, okay.
I absolutely destroyed that game. Because I leveled for like 3 weeks in the, like, not the opening area, the second area where they were like level 5 and I just kept killing everything in sight.
Yeah.
And then for the first like 3/4 of the game, I just mowed everybody over.
Yep.
And then I was like, okay, I just got to beat this game. And then I would get my butt whooped because you weren't actually learning how to like dominate or like play the game. You were just dominating everything because you were over leveled.
Right.
But I don't really. Okay. I think it's bullshit when you throw the fucking ball at the stupid goddamn Pokemon and they don't get them. You don't catch them. Okay.
Yeah, you got to get them their health down. You got to throw multiple balls.
No. It's stupid. And then
Dude, you got to work.
And then you run out of balls. Do you know what it's like to run out of balls in the middle of a fight?
Yes.
Like, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's like my balls were drained.
Suck less.
I hate it when that happens.
Yes.
Well.
One.
Well, not always. Not always such a bad experience.
But, so it was, I will say, I would play, I find like Pokemon for me is like the perfect game for when I like go on vacation or something. And like, I don't want to bring like my laptop. Like that's a game that you can play for 10 minutes, catch a couple Pokemon and shut it off.
Right.
And get like that quick fix video game feel.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I don't know enough about the Pokemon names to do it. I had an addiction though to Pokemon Go for a little while.
Really? You're super into it?
So like a year ago or a year and a half ago, actually it was a year and a half ago, right before COVID hit, I went to Disney and about, 2 months before that, I started to play Pokemon Go. Actually, Nick, it happened right after we went to New York for the Cantina.
Oh, right.
And remember, Doc was walking down the New York City streets, not paying attention to his surroundings, raiding, trying to get these crazy Pokemon that he can't get at home because they're only in New York City. And I was like, I'm not playing this fucking game. I'm not playing this game. So after that weekend, I downloaded it because I lived right next to a park at my old house. And I would bring the kids there and I would catch Pokemon.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It was fucking awesome. And then I went to Disney, and then you walk into Magic Kingdom, and the most legit Pokemon are there.
Really?
With all your Poke friends. And you can come together in Magic Kingdom, and there's this ridiculous Pokemon that shows up like every 18 hours at the castle.
Okay.
And it was like Nerds Unite.
Really?
Okay, so I'm standing there and it popped up on my phone like raid about to happen. Want to join? Yep. And then I stopped and looked around.
It was all nerds. What's that sound?
That would be my power supply. Actually, I need to restart my computer.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. I think we can pause this and you'll hop back in.
All right. So what I was saying is, now that we're back, I was at Disney and they like the Super Boss, and I looked up from my phone and there was a bunch of nerds, all ages, from little kids to fucking old men, all standing there trying to catch this boss. And I was like, this is fucking fantastic. But it got to a point where I was like focusing more on catching Pokemon than I was enjoying myself at Disney. And I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
And then I came home and I was like, all right, this is fucking stupid because I live in the burbs and there's no Pokemon near me except like the generic ones that are just placed in your house.
Right. They're like everywhere.
Yeah, they're just like little things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I haven't played it in a while. And then when I went to go play it again, it had it was like, your Pokédex is full. Do you want to pay for more storage or do you want to put them in the Pokemon database and you can't use them in raids?
Yeah.
So then I started deleting them and blah, blah, blah. And it was fine. But either way. So Doritos, earlier, I heard your power supply beeping, right?
Yeah, it was the UPS. It's got a fault in it somewhere.
So, dude, are you using a Packard Bell from 1994 with an Intel Premium 2 processor and 256 megabytes of RAM?
No, it's a 386 squirrel powered, man. Come on.
Squirrel powered.
Like, oh my God.
Dude, at least get hamster power up.
Exactly.
On that thing.
See, that's my problem. I need to get the hamster power.
Right. You got to get the hamster upgrade.
I can only afford a squirrel power. I'm sorry, I couldn't. I'll try to see what I can do by getting the hamster powered ones.
Or get one of those high-powered cans of air and blow out the fucking power supply. I mean, dude, you know, I know, like working the graveyard shift, you may not be able to like install your new power supply, but dude, this is 2021. You need a little bit more than 50 watts of power to run a computer nowadays.
So for the record, it's not my power supply on my computer because that's a 900 watt power supply. It's actually my UPS.
What's the UPS?
Uninterrupted power supply. Surge protector.
Oh, it just beeped again.
No, it didn't.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
your surge protector under your computer? That's what's screwed up?
Under the desk, yes.
That's what I meant, under the desk.
Wait, your surge protector screws up your computer?
Well, when the surge protector faults, it's got to get reset.
Oh.
And my computer is plugged into that, so if I have to reset the surge protector, I've got to shut the computer off.
Right. Now I understand.
I do not.
That's okay.
You know what would happen? You know what would happen to that surge protector?
It become a great boat anchor.
Punted.
Marcus is such like a his computer not working absolutely triggers Marcus.
Yes.
Like it's like a traumatic event every time his computer doesn't work.
I agree.
No. It's something that like I don't. So I build my own. So when like something doesn't work, I know it's my fucking fault, and now I'm stuck because I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Example, okay?
Yeah.
I spent $120 on these 3 fucking LED Corsair RGB lights for the front of my case. I needed new fans anyway.
Okay, fans. Okay, right.
But I can't get the fucking lights to light up. They lit up once, and they won't light up. They spin, but they will not light up. I have unplugged them, plugged them in, switched around the fucking plugs, done everything possible to get them to light up. Negatory. The other thing that doesn't work on my fucking box is the 2 USB 3.0 tabs that are in the front of the case. No matter how many times I try to hook those 2 things up, they don't work. And then
that's weird.
Yep. And then my new issue is I got an error now that I'm using my mix, like the podcast mixer all the time for the computer. But I haven't figured out how to integrate everything into that via digitally to mechanically, right? I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I got to figure that out. So I'm still using the other microphone thing. I got an error that there's too many USBs plugged into my motherboard.
Oh dear.
That's weird.
Yeah. There's
many,
so
huh?
much shit. There's so much shit plugged into this computer. It's insane. It's stupid. But anyway, I'm sorry I rambled. But anyway, so that's my Pokemon Go story.
Sweet.
Sweet is right.
Where were we? I think we were still chatting about Doritos this week.
Once upon a time.
Oh, I figured out my Generation 1 Pokemon that I would pick. Well, first of all, little kid Nick would pick Charmander, which means I would now have a Charizard. But my top 6 that I would have as an adult would be Charizard, Gyarados, in no particular order, I should say. Charizard, Gyarados, Snorlax, Dragonite, Alakazam, and Gengar. That would be cool.
Gengar.
Because you get a nice mix of the different class, types and things. I don't have a grass type in there, but that's okay.
Oh, well.
Yeah, you can always teach one of those.
You don't need a grass type. You live in Massachusetts. All you got to do is drive to the store.
That's true. It's very true. There's one super close to me. Theory is right down the road. But what was I saying? So Marcus, what have you been up to this week?
Okay, so we didn't podcast last week because I was completely sick.
Yep.
And it was quite an adventure. It was interesting not streaming for a week. It was interesting not leaving my bed for 5 days or 6 days.
Yep.
It was interesting having the world be taken away from me.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is I'm pretty active in life. You know what I mean? I'm on a go a lot. I don't really stop. And to take actual, be completely halted and just be in bed and, doing nothing.
Yeah.
Was very eye-opening for me. And I appreciate fucking life like you wouldn't believe now. But
I can imagine.
I got duped, but it was actually a pretty good purchase. So
Okay.
I'm laying in bed. I really want to play video games, but I can't. I'm not going to put a laptop on my lap. I'm not going to bring the PlayStation that Nick let me borrow up to my bedroom to plug it into the TV. Just not going to happen.
Well, I mean, you definitely should have done that because that's what I did. But
yeah, but you had a sweet chair in your old parents' bedroom. So I don't have that in my bedroom. And I don't like sitting against the headboard playing video games because I like to sit on the edge of the thing.
Yeah.
On the edge of the seat where you anyway. I was fucked. So I didn't do it. So I'm on Instagram and that Backbone controller kept popping up in my feed.
Of course.
So I was like, fuck it, I'm buying it. So it was $100. A lot of money.
Well, yeah, $100.
Okay.
$100.
But it comes with a month of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So you plug your phone into it. It has the phone charger, so you plug it in. Dude, I streamed Destiny 2, Minecraft Dungeons, which is like Diablo but Minecraft. And what was the other game? God damn it. It was a car racing game. Dirt. Sorry.
Yep.
The Dirt series. And it's an Xbox controller layout because obviously Xbox Game Pass. Dude, it's fucking awesome. When I go somewhere now, I'm just going to bring my phone in that controller and that I can play any game that's on Xbox Game Pass. It's fucking fantastic.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
now that I'm paying for Xbox Game Pass, I can actually use it on my computer as well. So if there's a game I want to try, but I don't want to buy and it's on Game Pass, I can just stream it. I will say playing Destiny via bandwidth only, running the game via bandwidth, not downloaded, your connection needs to be pretty good.
Yeah.
It definitely glitched a little bit, stuttered before I could shoot, but it was really fun. So that was me being really sick. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be a human being again because I was just sick as fuck. In the process of all this, I wasn't even streaming, and I went into Kyrie. Ooh, excuse me. That was a G Fuel burp. I went into Chimeri's stream, and he starts talking to me, and then somebody from his chat, Emery's Gaming, was like, Marcus, you're at 995 followers. And I was like, sweet, cool. I'll be streaming on Saturday, which was like a day away or 2 days away.
Yeah.
Or maybe, no, it was Monday. It was Monday that this happened. But Chimeri went fucking ape shit, and he tweeted, and everybody went into every Discord and was like, this man is almost at... Huh?
Yeah, go follow Marcus, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So by the end of the night, I was at like 1,006 followers. So we hit 1K. Whether some of those are pity follows because they feel bad for me.
Yeah.
Hitting 1,000 followers is very surreal to me. 1,000 people clicked that they like me or their friends like me. They might not have to like me, but 1,000 people still did that.
Right. That's a ton of people.
That's insane to me. So now the conversation has come of when's the 1K stream, and I don't want to wait a long time. So the week of November 25th is Thanksgiving weekend. So I'm either going to do it the Saturday before, which is the 20th, or that Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend, because I feel like a lot of people are going to be home and they'll be able to hang out.
Right. Are you going Black Friday shopping?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I'm coming with you.
Great. I need a TV.
Yeah, you do. Storm Norman does not anymore. Oh, I want to talk about that.
Yes, for sure. So I want to get an 80-inch TV.
Wow. Not 86?
No, I can't fit it. I measured it. I actually tried to see if the 100-inch would fit, and it wouldn't. Anyway, so I'm planning out the 12-hour stream.
Wait a minute. They make a 100-inch TV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like $7,000, Nick.
Yeah, and I feel like 4K, like the 8. I'll talk about the 86, but I feel like that's too big.
Anyway, so I'm going Black Friday shopping no matter what. I always do. It's tradition. I've been doing it for fucking 18 years. Like, everybody makes fun of me for it because they're like, dude, you can get all the best deals online. But I've been going with, I call my little brother, Tom. I've been going with him so long every single year. It's tradition. Like, one year we went to Kohl's just to get fucking towels for our houses because they were like 60 cents each. Right. They were regularly like $15. I bought a plate bowl and silverware set that was regularly like $700. I got for $99. Like, I don't give a fuck. I have no shame. If there's a deal, I'm getting it.
Yeah, right? It's more to go in its tradition than actually like.
Right. And the nice part is for the most part now, like back when we first started going, that's when flat screens were like the thing. Like now, like everybody has a TV, right?
Yeah.
It's like when that Blizzard guy was like, oh, don't you all have phones? Like, yes, we do. So like, but back then, dude, like you had to be the first person in line because the 55-inch TV that was normally like $1,500 was like Black Friday sale for $200, and there was only 5 of them in the store, and you needed all 5 of them for whoever was coming with you.
Right.
So like you legit went into the store and smashed skulls to get those TVs. And now everybody listening to this is like, you see those videos of like people trampling people. We figured it out. Okay. So I'm a big dude. I would be the first person in and I would hold my elbows out and I would just truck it like a lineman in football. Right. And the other guys would be behind me and they would like maneuver around the people and get what we came there to get. Or it was like the year that the Xbox Ones and the PlayStation 4s came out, and it was insane. People were like ripping that shit out of hands. We had 3 of them in our cart because we understand the Black Friday game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not afraid to get fucking physical. Okay? So
straight up fisticuffs.
Yeah, like in this year, so the word on the street is Best Buy, Walmart, and GameStop will all have Xbox Series X's and PlayStation 5s.
Ooh.
If that's the case, skulls will be smashed this year.
That'll make people go crazy.
No, crazy.
Yeah.
So now they're saying that now because they're afraid, all right, now they're afraid that they may not put them in stores. They may give you a ticket in the store so you can sign in online to purchase the with the code.
Right.
And it's like a one-time use code. And I'm like, well, what if you type it in wrong or somebody's over your shoulder and they take a picture of the ticket? I don't know. It just sounds like a recipe for destruction. And I think people need to stop being pussies. Black Friday is meant to be fucking balls to the wall. Get your shit going. Yeah, chaos. It's not meant to be, excuse me, sir, you pushed me out of the way. Bro, if that's how you feel, the store's actually open at 10 a.m. with the rest of the grandmas. Come then. But if you're there at 3 a.m. when those doors open, or 2 a.m.,
you sign up for the chaos.
You're signing up for the chaos. Get involved or stop being a pussy and sit in your car and smoke your cigarettes and wait for us to come out with the shit we win.
We win.
You should totally get a GoPro and just start recording it and have a collection of GoPros of
No, I don't want anybody.
Fun.
Listen, I don't want anybody to see what the shit we pull. Okay. And I'm not kidding when I say this. Black Friday is my favorite, other than Christmas morning. Like Black Friday is my favorite holiday. That's when I don't care. I'm 38 years old, but when I'm in fucking line and that door opens, I'm an 8-year-old kid. Get the fuck out of my way. I'm going to do what it takes to win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
Like winning is everything on Black Friday. And when you walk out the store and the store's been open 7 minutes and you've already won the day and you're looking at all these people walking in going, fuck, he's already got it. You're like, suck less, pals. We're out of here.
Yeah, it makes you feel really, really like winning. Like especially when like the line isn't even done and you already checked out and you're leaving.
Yep. See you later. Peace out. Because
you're like, yeah, I mean, you're frequently like in the top 5 in line. Like I've been with you at least 2 or 3 times where we were top 5.
Oh yeah, you have to be. And and know what my favorite part of Black Friday is?
What?
You're in line so early. Have you ever stayed up like all night, but not for work?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, camping out for football tickets when I was in school.
Okay,
absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know that crackhead feeling that like when it gets to a certain time of the morning, and like the sun's starting to come up and you're like, ugh.
Yeah, you're almost like drunk kind of. Yeah, because
Yes.
you've been up too long.
Yes.
Yeah.
That feeling mixed with an extra large Dunkin' Donuts coffee because Starbucks is too bougie. They're closed. And Dunkin' Donuts is open up 24 hours. And you get their like day old hot coffee that has the soot at the bottom, but you drink the whole fucking 24-ounce hot coffee. And you're walking out of the store with your winnings and your stomach is torn up and you feel like a crackhead and you're like, yeah, I fucking won. That's the feeling, baby.
That's Black Friday. Let's go.
Yeah, that's Black Friday. And when you get to bring people, like my favorite is my little brother always brought whatever girl he was dating.
Yeah.
Now he's been dating this awesome girl, Gabby, for a while now.
Yeah.
But he used to like bring other people and like after they're standing in line for like 2 hours, they're like, my toes are cold.
Right.
My arms are cold. And you're like, go sit in the car, bro. And we just muscle.
Right.
But let me tell you, there's been some shitty weather we've stood in before. Like straight up like sleet storms, fucking rain. I think I missed 1 year because I was sick and it was fucking pouring rain. Like pouring rain.
Yeah, that's the worst.
And then,
cold rain is terrible.
Yes. And then Nick came 1 year and Nick got on the news.
I did.
But somebody was screaming in the background, like, fuck her right in the pussy. And he couldn't even keep a straight line and he didn't make it on the news.
Yeah, like they recorded an interview with me, but I think I don't remember. Somebody in our group was saying it was like the year that the guy did that. They said like
Yes.
"fuck her right in the pussy" or something like that.
Yeah, whatever stupidity that was.
Right. And somebody kept saying it, like he said it loud the first time, and then like the anchor that was interviewing me was like, "All right, really?" And then like he said it again quieter in the audio, and you could definitely hear it. So they couldn't use my interview, but like you could see us in the wide angle shots, but my interview did not get picked.
Right.
That's funny.
Yep. So, needless to say, Black fucking Friday is coming, and I can't wait for it. I can't wait. So, as you guys know, I took a step back from raiding for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And I came back this week, and we did hard mode Ravagers, which I'll tell you what, I progged this shit for months. Like 2 months, and like the team couldn't do it. And the team that we had just mowed it over. Like full freight train, like no lube. It just got destroyed. And so we cleared it.
Like the first pull?
Yeah, well, no, the first night we cleared the whole op. Now, I've been working on this op for months on a prior team that has been disbanded.
Yeah.
And it's such a it's such an experience to know that when you have the correct group of people that get it, or that you work together, like I believe like in any team, like you can have the best players on the team, but if there's no like camaraderie or like, what am I trying to say here? Like teamwork. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. How do I say this? Like you don't have, cohesiveness. What am I trying to say here? God damn it.
Cohesion? Like you're
like,
not working together
like
properly?
Teamwork. Like if your team isn't working together, you can have the best players in the world that are playing together, but it's not going to work, right?
Right.
So the squad we had all worked together. Like it was as smooth could be, right? After we worked through a couple kinks, but that's like anything else, right?
Right.
And we cleared it in one night, and it was just like, holy cow, this just worked. But
that's got to be such a cool feeling.
It is a cool feeling.
It did. It felt really good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like, Doritos was there.
Well, obviously he was there. Yeah. So like the other thing is, but I'll tell you, I don't know if maybe it's that I'm burnt out, or if it's like I'm just over it. But like it didn't have the same feeling that I've had for years. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get you.
You know what I mean? Like I love raiding, but it's almost like, and this is probably completely in my head, but I think if I'm going to continue to raid, I don't think I can stream that content.
Okay. Because you're not like enthusiastic about it anymore, you know?
Well, let me explain.
Okay.
Like the team is awesome. This has nothing to do with the team, but when you're learning something, like we did Ravagers and I knew all the fights. Like me and Doritos had a little bit of like, he does it this way, I've done it this way, and like we had, like 3 or 4 pulls of, okay, like we need to work out this kink. But as soon as we had it, it was like clockwork, like we've been doing this together for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when we got to the final fight, which I knew nothing about, and it's a really easy fight, right? But my point is, it's very hard for me to focus on the team and my stream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you had that problem from the get-go, It's tough to do that. It's
correct. And it's super frustrating for me because like you want to learn the fights and be balanced at it, but it's almost like if I'm raiding, I need to like, it has to be raid first, chat second, or turn off your camera. So a lot of raiders that stream don't have a camera on.
Okay.
And now I understand why.
Yeah, because the stream is the raid. It's not really you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. When you're raiding, the stream is no longer about the streamer, it's about the raid itself.
Right. Right. That's the performance of the game.
Correct.
Which, like, I feel like that's not really your style, you know?
No, it's not my style at all.
Yeah.
So I have a really tough decision to make because I really love raiding, but I'm not going to be able to do it. Like, my decision is made. Like, doing a story mode raid, or like maybe even like a hard mode, because I know the fights, I could stream it. But I definitely can tell you that there's not a chance that I'll be able to stream a Nightmare raid until I know the raid.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. Is this making sense?
Yeah, it's a fair assessment. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Until you have your comfort level of knowing what mechanics come at what point, what your responses are, you can't focus on what your stream's doing and make sure you do the right thing in the game.
That's correct. That's a great way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
But now, which leaves me in my next issue. So, do you move your stream nights so you can continue to raid? Or do you not raid because of streaming? And it's a really, really, really hard choice. Like, if the team was like, oh, we're going to do hard mode Gods from the Machine, I could stream that and do it because I know that raid perfectly. But there's no way I could do Nightmare, Scum, and Villainy and not knowing a thing other than watching a couple videos and be okay, because when you wipe, you have to learn from your mistake and you need to be able to communicate with your team. And it's really tough. Like, I'm in a really weird pickle. Then mix in Destiny 2, which I'm going to tell you guys, I love that game.
Yeah. It's an
Like,
awesome game.
You guys, so Rube asked me, shout out to Rube. He asked me what was I binging while I was sick. For the first couple of days I was so sick, I wasn't watching anything but Instagram Reels. Like, literally, I would watch Instagram Reels for 20 minutes and sleep for 6 hours.
Which
then I'd wake up and, yeah, that's all I could do.
It's just TikTok.
Yeah, but it's not as good.
Right.
Like it's like
it's whatever's good on TikTok, somebody reposts it to Reels.
Yeah, but it's not even that good. It's like day old Chinese food.
I get it. Yeah.
Like, when you get General Tso's chicken for the first time, like, and it's fresh,
it's
and
good.
like the juice
Soft.
is like that. It's like that perfect, like, gooey consistency.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's nice and moist.
Are you just trying to trigger somebody who hates that word?
Yes, 100%. So,
yeah, but then like the next day it turns into like essentially hard candy on the outside of the chicken.
Yeah, and it's not fresh, but it still tastes good. It's just day old. That's what Reels is. It's like day old Chinese food.
Right.
Okay. Good assessment?
Good assessment.
Okay. But I was so sick. So what did I start watching? All the Destiny lore videos. I got sucked into a rabbit hole. I legit must have watched 12 hours of lore videos. Like, I understand where the darkness came from, the light came from, how Destiny's lore started. Like, I watched hours of this content.
That's crazy.
Okay, and last thing. Well, before one more thing. Fuck, I like to talk. Well, I haven't been here in 2 weeks. The other thing is,
dude, yeah, it's a podcast. You're supposed to talk.
Well, I know, but it's it doesn't matter.
A sign.
Marcus, suck less and just talk. So the other thing is, I have found. Okay, so if you go to Apple Music, if you have an iPhone, which you probably should because Android sucks, and I've been completely addicted. Okay, so the album is called Blizzard Snowstorm Sounds for Sleep. Okay, I loop these first 3 tracks, and it's a fucking blizzard noise. Like you can hear the wind cranking through the windows, and like it sounds like it's a blizzard. I never realized how much that helps me sleep.
So basically, you need a white noise generator.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but so like my kids have sound machines, and my wife set them to like rain, but like the rain doesn't make me sleep. It makes me have to pee.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like when I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta pee.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm in love with this fucking blizzard thing. Anyway, something about it. Okay, last thing. God of War is coming to the PC. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I talked about it on here, I think. Didn't I?
No.
I didn't? Well, okay, you should clarify. God of War PS4 from 2018 is coming to the PC. Not God of War, not like the new God of Wars are coming to the PC. You know what I mean?
Yes. Did you play that, Doritos?
I have not yet. So basically, it sounds like Sony's starting to pour over some of their IPs to PC now, knowing that market's available.
Well, they're realizing that there's money to be made.
Oh yeah,
like Horizon Zero Dawn. I couldn't have Nick play fucking
Fallout
New
Vegas.
Vegas anymore, so I paid full price. But I paid $50 fucking for that game. Like that game is fucking 5 years old, and I paid $50 for it. You know what I mean? So like Sony's realizing that we can release our old games, upgrade the graphics quality to it, and sell it at full market value, where the PS4 version they can only sell for $20 now.
Right.
So they're tapping a new market that has never been tapped before.
It's untapped. Doritos, you should absolutely play God of War if you liked Horizon Zero Dawn.
I've watched some of the gameplay of the various iterations of God of War. It looks great.
No, this one in particular is much more open world.
It is open world completely. No loading screens.
Yes. Well, I mean, there's some segments that are linear. Like if you go to the different realms, like in the dungeons, basically they're pretty linear.
Well, that's a dungeon.
Yeah, but like largely the base world of Midgard is open world, which is wicked cool. I just think it's cool because it's one of those games where it's almost like the planets in what the hell is it called? I keep wanting to say Force Awakens. That's not it. The Star Wars game with the red-haired character. That's new.
Cal Kestis?
Yeah. What game is that?
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order, thank you. I had the F word, but in Fallen Order, like if you go to a planet but you don't have the right force abilities, you can't like access the whole planet yet.
Right.
There's a lot of things like that in God of War, and then like certain story elements will happen. It'll change the landscape, and like then you can access more sections, and it's really. I thought that was cool.
Right.
Seeing like, oh, there's a thing up there that I can't get yet, but I know I'm going to be able to at some point, and then some stuff happens, and you're like, oh, now there's a rope here, or whatever. You know?
Right. Like the thing for me with Fallen Order, which I loved, is I feel like I wish there was more. Like I wish the gear. This is the MMO player in me. I wish the gear had rating. Like I wish it wasn't just you find a lore text.
Yeah.
Like I wish every poncho that you got had an item rating to it. So like not only are you leveling up your skills, you're leveling up your gear to be able to fight some of these stormtroopers.
Right. Yeah, I like that about God of War has a literal gear rating. Like
right. Exactly. Yeah.
Show you all kinds of numbers and stuff, but and Horizon Zero Dawn does too with the modifications. You can get bows that like do a little bit more damage, but most of the upgrades come from the mods you get for them. And then same thing with your armor. It's mostly mod stuff, which is cool because you can customize each thing. But
what's sweet about the God of War coming out is they're upgrading it to native 4K, and they're going to have the DLSS NVIDIA stuff in it. So you're going to be able to run, if you have the like a 3090 or 3080, you'll be able to run God of War at 4K at like 144 hertz, which is going to make the game fucking beautiful.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Doritos, I highly recommend it. And you should stream it, and then we'll switch roles and stream.
Sounds like a plan.
Doritos, would you play God of War on your PlayStation, or would you play it on your PC?
Well, as I don't have a PlayStation, it'll have to be my PC.
Yeah.
Oh, so you played Horizon Zero Dawn on the PC?
Oh yeah, because I was listening to y'all's stream. I've been trying to catch up on y'all's podcast to help support the team.
We appreciate it.
And I heard y'all talking about it. I'm like, I should go ahead and get it too because I've been wanting to play it for a while. It looks awesome.
Oh,
So
it's
when I-
unbelievable, right?
So you played it like right before I did that.
Yes, I did. Literally right before. That's how I know where all the stuff is.
Oh, okay. I thought you played it way back in the day, and you're just super into it.
I'm still going through and doing getting some of the open world text data points.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, that's cool.
Well, so
okay.
you're current on this game.
Yeah.
Now, did you get the DLC?
Oh yeah, I got it.
comes with it on Steam.
I got it through Steam. So yeah, I got the DLC. Did it too. It's awesome because we'll get to that in a minute.
Yes,
well, let's get into it right now. So Nick, let's go. So I watched a video. Okay, so it was like a story video on Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay.
I had no idea it had the backstory that it does.
Yeah, and granted, I don't have 100% of the backstory. I've got like 90%, like 50% of the backstory got revealed on the bonus stream I did yesterday. But so I'll just take it from the top. So Nick, what have you been up to this week? Well, thanks for asking, Marcus. I've been up to a lot.
You really, you know what's so funny is he is so Ron Burgundy.
I have to stick to the script.
Like he can't just fucking take the segue of me talking about Horizon Zero Dawn and run with it. He has to stop and read his notes line by line in order to get to where Horizon Zero Dawn. So everybody strap in. We'll talk to you about Horizon Zero Dawn in 25 minutes. Let's go.
No, let's see. So I reorder the things this way? No.
Yes, exactly.
So, no, I mean, my first thing is stream anyways, which is Horizon Zero Dawn. But yeah, I'm over leveled again, which is sweet because I did like all of the side quests I possibly could, which led me to. So I finished all the side quests that I had like discovered because I've been playing the side quests like off stream and saving all the story content for on stream because folks are watching, they want to see what happens in the story, and the side quests aren't necessarily as important. So I ran into this issue where I'm like, I really wanted to play yesterday, but I didn't. The only thing I had left was story stuff, either the main story of the base game or the story for the DLC. And I played I basically unlocked the area for the DLC, and I got to like the first village, and I'm like, I should save this for stream. People are going to want to see this. This is cool. But then I'm like, okay, well, the only thing I have really left besides like the hunting challenges, because I didn't want to just grind through that, was the actual story. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm about to figure out what happens or like what Project Zero Dawn is. And I'm like, and I obviously want that to be recorded. And I don't want to find that out not on stream. And I'm glad I did because it's pretty epic. But so I did a bonus stream yesterday, and you can watch the video on demand if you want. And I know Doritos specifically was like, I can't wait till you find this part. So I messaged him on Discord and said, hey, check out the VOD if you want, because I know this is cool. And it was cool. It explains not only how the world got wrecked in the first place, but it explains why it's now way different than it was before in a unique way, which is really cool. I guess I can do spoilers, right?
Well, up to the story you've gotten through, yes.
Yes. So like through where I've gotten to, basically humans made killer robots and then made them be fueled on biomass. They ate everything, plants and animals everywhere, and then also made them replicate themselves. So they took over the whole world, killed absolutely everything, and humanity saw it coming and was trying to fight them while creating this other AI called Gaia.
Gaia.
Yeah, this is Project Zero Dawn. Gaia was an AI that was going to systematically rebuild the whole ecosphere. So like put plants back, put animals back, and then like slowly put humans back and make other machines too, but like from scratch. So Gaia came up with machines that kind of look like animals and kind of look like, and then you can unlock a hologram of this lead scientist talking to Gaia, and Gaia's like, oh my god, it's so sad that all the dinosaurs died. I can't believe that. And it's kind of like a double meaning, like, hey, this is why some of the machines look like dinosaurs, but for one. But the second thing is like, also, it's Gaia like learning and like having emotions and becoming like a fully fledged like artificial intelligence. So, and there's other factions of Gaia, like there's other sub-projects all named after like Greek gods from mythology. One of them was supposed to take all of humanity's DNA and basically replicate it. And I'm extrapolating that basically all the humans that they put back on planet Earth after everything, was dead and they were repopulating it were like exactly people that were the DNA of people that were on Earth at the time. So it's clones of people essentially. But yeah, obviously I have no memories of your previous life or your previous version. It's just like the same DNA. And I'm pretty sure the main character is a clone or has the same DNA of the chief scientist lady, Elizabeth.
You're pretty sure, considering the way you get into all this stuff is through the DNA scan?
Yeah, it scans your DNA and goes, DNA match, welcome, Dr. Sobek, or whatever the name is. So I'm like, I don't know how the main character doesn't realize that, but because your character sees, oh yeah, hey, all the DNA from all the people that like we're putting back on Earth is the same DNA, is like, copied. But then she's like, well, I must have a real human mother. Okay, whatever. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure the next story beat is going to be like, I'm going into the place where she was from that she couldn't get into.
So there was a catastrophic event.
Yeah, robots ate the whole Earth, plants and all, and then like Earth was literally just rock,
right?
No atmosphere, no nothing.
So that's what Gaia was for. It's a terraforming system, and they built it based off the whole Greek mythology ethos for rebirth, nature, all that part of the Greek mythology, and that's where all the sub projects were that fed up into the master AI called Gaia.
Right. So like there's one sub project, for example, was Hephaestus, and that was like all about designing new robots for Gaia to put on the Earth to help do stuff. Because Hephaestus was like the Greek god of like the forge and like metal crafting. Another one was Apollo, and Apollo, I think, had something. I mean, Apollo in Greek, it doesn't quite fit, but basically the Apollo project was taking all the knowledge from humanity, like, in that past that was like super developed and advanced, and transferring that through these learning systems to the new humans that come up. And obviously that got screwed up because all the humans in Horizon Zero Dawn are like tribal and don't have that knowledge. So that got lost. That got screwed up somehow. There's another one that's like a protagonist of the game called Hades. And Hades was supposed to be, Gaia could activate Hades if Gaia thought that she screwed up and like the world wasn't getting built properly, so that like if the atmosphere had like all CO2 with no oxygen, they didn't like put a bunch of animals out there and now they all died for no reason, They could like reset. They could reset everything.
Robot dogs.
No, like real dogs too.
Yeah.
There's like pigs and turkeys and squirrels and
squirrel
stuff in the game.
Squirrel.
Foxes.
Rabbit.
Yeah. But it's pretty awesome. That's cool. And I want to see where it goes from there.
I am really excited for when the Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, because I don't know how you're going to be able to stream that game.
Why not?
Because you're going to be playing that game 7 days a week.
Yeah, that's true. I hadn't thought of that.
Make a stream launch. There you go.
Stream launch? What do you mean?
When the game comes out, you start streaming, and it ends whenever you go to sleep.
That is a good point.
Well, no, for sure. Like a launch day stream of it, for sure. Like I would see him doing that.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing, too, is, Nick, is I think as you play these games, like you're going to have to decide that, like, I'm either going to play this off stream or, and it is what it is, or you're going to just have to suck it up that when you play it, you're going to stream it.
Right.
And like,
or I could just stream at weird hours all the time and just be constantly streaming.
Well, the other thing is, honestly, like, there's not, like, as much as I'm a component of have your camera on if you're streaming, but if it's a bonus stream and like it's not your actual stream day, and you're like, look, I just want to play this and I want it recorded so people can see what I'm doing in game.
Yeah. I
don't think there's anything wrong with you turning off your webcam.
Yeah, and
maybe putting like a little word on like bonus stream. I didn't brush my teeth, but I want you to be able to watch this. You know what I mean? Right. Or something silly.
Yeah.
And so that you don't feel like you have to be in front of the camera to play it. And I
That's a
guess
good
that's
point.
the hard part of playing a single player game one night a week.
Right. I could just step it up and stream more often, but that's tough too. To like, see, like, I really like the bonus component of that because I'm obligated for 1 day a week, which is completely reasonable. But then I don't have to play if like something comes up.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I could add in the bonus if I'm free and want to do stuff.
Well, again, so I'm going away this weekend. Or
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's happening. And so I'm going to stream Friday instead of Saturday. But like, dude, I stream 3 nights a week. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Like that is like church.
Right.
For me.
Yeah.
Like Saturday nights, like how many times have you asked me to go to the movies and you're like, fuck, you're streaming?
Right. I literally out this weekend. I'm going to see Eternals on Saturday. And then I'm watching the UFC event after on the 86 inches of awesome.
See, I'm going to see the Eternals Friday night.
Okay.
Because that's when I can go.
Yeah. I mean, I would go Friday night. I was going to go with Marissa and Paulo and maybe someone else, but on Saturday. But Marissa's working till 11:45 p.m. on Friday night, so that's kind of tough to go see a movie after that.
Yep.
But so anywho, that's why I'm going on Saturday. But speaking of movies and things, I want to chat about some Star Wars and Marvel content that's coming out. So Eternals is obviously coming out like tonight in 2 hours from now. We're recording Thursday evening.
Is it really hard for you guys to get into a movie with Angelina Jolie trying to be a superhero?
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
That's going to be a sticking point.
As long as it's not just me.
No, and like if it was just her, I'd be really not into it. But since it's like a whole cast of other people, I can understand.
As long as they give all the others equal time and don't give her like 60% and everybody else 40%.
Yeah, that makes sense. I agree completely, Doritos. Because I can like suspend some disbelief if she's like part of the cast, but if she's like the character, it's like, ugh, I don't see you as a superhero, you know?
At all.
Like at all.
Yeah. Like I see her as
Tomb Raider.
And Dr. Jekyll and Miss Hyde? No, that wasn't it. Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Right, exactly.
Like that's how I see
like
her.
A human slinging guns around.
And Gia. I see her as Gia.
Gia. Oh yeah. That was a funky movie. Or like
that was back in the 90s, bro.
I know. Or what was that movie? Not Tomb Raider. Oh, the assassin one, Wanted, where you curve the bullets.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That was stupid too, but it was an interesting premise to curve the bullets. But so we also got did you guys see the Morbius trailer?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts? See, like I have a tough time with Jared Leto in a similar way that I do with Angelina Jolie, being like, ugh, because like he was Joker and he was this and he was that. It's like, I don't know. I have a tough time with him being like, all right, he's a character I can follow. Like he's one of those people where it's like, it's tough for me to go like, okay, this is a character. Like whenever Leonardo DiCaprio plays somebody, I never think of him as Leo. I always like, okay, this is a character. You know what I mean? Right. I think of him as like the racist Southern slave owner guy, or like the
Wolf of Wall Street guy.
Wolf of Wall Street guy. Like
the Titanic guy.
Right. I don't see Leonardo DiCaprio. It's the character. You know what I mean? Whereas like when it's Jared Leto, it's like, oh, that's Jared Leto. You know what I mean? So for the Morbius trailer, I'm like, Jared Leto is a vampire. It's tough for me to like make that mental separation. So it's hard to like sit back and like evaluate what the actual product is going to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because he's done such a variety of things. It's okay. You're now doing this. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you won the role, and now you're doing this.
Yeah. I guess maybe it's just because I don't like his acting, I guess. You know? Maybe that's the core issue.
I believe that a new superhero movie should be an actor that nobody knows about. I feel like this is your opportunity to get it correct, because like Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man ever. My opinion.
Yeah, agreed.
You know what I mean? Changed my mind.
Well, and in their defense, though, I feel like I didn't really know about Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire.
Not as good. No. It wasn't as good. Tom Holland is Spider-Man.
I agree, but it's not like the other two were like super well known before, is what I'm saying.
Well, but that's
but
my
Tom
point.
Holland is the best. You're
right. So like, but he was, he might have been in movies before. I didn't know who he was. But like, I feel like a new superhero Morbius, like make it somebody that is unknown. Like give somebody a shot.
Yeah.
To do that.
Right.
So like you don't look at the screen and see the Joker.
Right. Like that's what I see.
Right, exactly. So like for me, I think what was intriguing to me was seeing that it's set in the same Spider-Verse as Spider-Man and Venom.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like I like that. I like that it's in New York City. I like that Spider-Man the movie is taking place some point after or during the time of the next Spider-Man movie.
Right.
And thanks to new rock stars because they point all that shit out.
Exactly. Which is cool.
But at the same time, like here comes old man. I don't know, I don't know if we need a Morbius movie. And maybe it's because I'm being an old man Marcus again that like
this is definitely old man Marcus. Because like I like the new characters. I think you should. I like them expanding it. Like they're gonna miss on some. Some are gonna be cool, some are not. Look at the shows.
Well,
Loki and WandaVision were great. Captain America and the Winter Soldier was not a good show, but you hit on some, hit on others.
Well, again, we're not going back to Winter Soldier and Captain America.
Yeah,
but like that one that just got the raw end of the stick because we were in a pandemic, and if we were in a pandemic, that show would have actually been pretty good.
Yeah,
because you would have definitely had heart for those people who were like super strong, taking the superhero serum.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But the Morbius trailer, I saw a lot of like Blade in it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I felt like it was like, was this movie meant to be Blade and they just changed it to a new character?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Morbius has a comic like this, but it's like a very similar character to Blade, I feel like.
Well, when you're doing the vampire superhero thing, there's going to be lots of parallels anyway. But wasn't Morbius originally supposed to come out last year, and they held off because of the pandemic, and none of the movie theaters were open? So they held off till this year anyway. So this was supposed to be released last year.
Right, in 2020. Excuse me, sometime. I don't know which was the original release date, but...
And I'm really torn on this. So I watched Black Widow on a stream. Yeah, I watched it during my illness.
Yeah,
terrible.
Dude, I know it was not good.
Like it would if they did that movie after like Avengers 1, it would have been great.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it's like almost 10 years too late.
Yeah, like 10 years, like it's 10 years of ScarJo aged, and I'm not saying that she looks old because she doesn't. She's perfect in every way. But like it's aged ScarJo playing young Black Widow. It just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And like, but I will say, and like you guys can shit all over me, I like the fact that I can stream that at home.
Oh, me too. You'll get no pushback from me there. I wish I could do that with new movies.
At the same time, there is nothing like going to the movies.
Yeah.
Until now.
Right.
Until now. Okay, well, I'll save the Book of Boba Fett stuff for after.
Yeah, so to follow up on the release date, so Morbius was supposed to come out July of 2020.
Right.
So now it's coming out January 2022.
Right. That's a year and a half later.
So if you're looking at the MCU, I'm also kind of thinking, how does this play into the rest of the MCU cinematic universe?
Right.
Because if this was supposed to be Morbius and then 10 Rings?
Yep.
And then Eternals. So now things are a little out of sequence.
Does it work still? Does it not? Yeah. I mean, I feel like this is probably going to be a relatively standalone story.
Well, I also think that Sony is in a weird place right now. So basically, this next Tom Holland movie is the last Spider-Man that's going to be tied to the Marvel universe.
Right.
Directly. So I feel like Sony is going to try to steal, and I'm doing quotation marks with steal, but like steal Marvel's thunder and try to make their own universe.
Yeah, they are.
Right. No, I know. And it's something stupid. It's like Sony's Spider Universe. You know what I mean? It's like you had to put Sony in it. Like, come on.
Sony's Spider-Man universe or something like that.
It's so stupid. But what I mean is, I think like the Morbius thing, like it's going to be like Morbius, Venom, Carnage, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Probably not Deadpool. What the heck is that guy's name?
I don't know.
Oh my God. Murdoch. What was the show?
Daredevil.
Thank you.
Yeah, Daredevil.
Yeah,
yes.
so like in the Sony, that's
Matthew
in the
Murdoch.
Sony, right? Matthew Murdoch, like he's in the Sony world too. So like, are they going to make that like a thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope so. I really liked Daredevil. I wish they didn't cancel it.
It was really good, but anyway, I'm looking forward to it. So during this whole process, Storm and Norman stepped up his game and got an 86-inch TV.
Yes, my dad, who has like probably the nicest man cave I've ever seen. He has like crazy surround sound speakers with a like 12-inch subwoofer on it. Got a full bar with that's like custom made by Marcus B 814. It's all like perfectly stained in polyurethane and everything. And then like giant comfortable leather chairs that like you push a touch screen and it reclines for you. Everything is sweet. And it's a pretty big room. And then he had a 60-inch TV, which like for the size of that
32.
Yeah, which for the size of the room it looked small on the wall. So then it was a plasma from like a long time ago because he did that a long time ago. And that thing died, I don't know, like a month ago?
Mm-hmm.
And so Marcus and I, before that, were saying, buy an 85, buy an 85, buy an 85. Get the biggest TV you can, because it like fits down there, you know? And sure enough, he ends up buying an 86-inch Samsung, like ridiculous TV, 4K, 120 hertz, all the things.
And like, we talked him into this ridiculous TV. And I haven't seen it yet because I was like,
you were sick.
Like I was sick, so I didn't get to experience this. But I got the video of the first movie they were playing on it, which was Revenge of the Sith, and that warmed my heart.
Yeah,
but,
I said Star Wars and I meant like A New Hope, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. We got the crawl. It's all we wanted.
Yeah, but like, holy fuck, this TV is giant.
It's so so ridiculous. I can't put my arms, like if I spread my arms out side to side, I can't touch both ends of it. And I'm 6 feet tall, for reference. It's like 76 inches across.
Yes,
or something. And then
it's
86,
preposterous.
Yeah.
86 inches corner to corner.
Right.
Like it's bigger than 7 feet. It's 7 feet, 2 inches corner to corner. 7 fucking feet. It's as tall as Yao Ming.
I know, that's ridiculous.
Put Yao Ming on an angle and there you go. Or Shaq.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody else that's really tall from the NBA.
I don't either. That's okay.
But those are my go-to tall guys.
So basically we have what is as close to a home theater as you can reasonably expect without being preposterously wealthy now, like at our disposal.
Well, and so I want to see the movie Dune, and like the director's like, do not stream this, go to the theater. And I'm like, bro, if Stormin gets an 86 with the sound system, it's going to be a better experience watching Dune down there than it is in the theater.
Yeah, because you can pause it and go pee and come back.
You know what he's missing? And I've been thinking about this for Christmas. Is we gotta get him to get like an old school popcorn machine, like not a new one, the one that has had like years of grease, so like the popcorn tastes like the movie theater. Like he needs that now. Like
you got to go to like a pawn shop or like a tag sale and get one. Or
like
an old theater that's closing.
Yes, we have to find that.
Right. You know what else I want to get? I was thinking about it. You ever see those lighting setups where like it illuminates behind the TV?
So a customer of mine had that, and I actually watched. Shh! Don't tell
Okay.
So we were down there and they were showing us this, and they put on a show to show us, but then like we went to work upstairs.
Yeah.
Well, like I could hear it, like the bass, and I went downstairs during like while we were working. Well, the guys were installing the kitchen, and I was watching this TV show.
Yeah, you were supervising. I get it.
No, I wasn't supervising because this theater room was legit, and it had the I'm gonna call it like the mood lighting behind the TV. It was pretty dope. It was actually called smart lighting. So like whenever like the background color was of the movie, it would illuminate that color.
Yeah, but it would be all different colors, like, or it can change, right?
Correct.
You can have, like, blue on one side and orange on the other, or whatever.
No, it was one solid color. So basically,
see, this one that I was looking at, it'll have like the whole rainbow.
Well, no. So this will have the whole rainbow, but whatever the background of the screen is. So if it's like a blue sky on the screen, it's all blue.
No, I know. But the thing I'm looking at, like if it's a blue sky, it'd be blue at the top of the TV, and then say it's like green grass at the bottom, it'd be green at the bottom.
No, I understand. I'm just saying that this wasn't like that.
Oh, I see. I gotcha.
But it was pretty cool. But me personally, like for me, I was just like, I would much rather have it be pitch black with just the screen, because I feel like the illumination would be nice, because like if you got to go take a leak, like that illumination will help you walk. But like, is it going to take away from the movie? I don't know.
Good point. Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I'm a stickler for lights and stuff like that when I'm actually watching a movie. Like I take my glasses off so there's no reflection, because I don't actually need them, but like I shut all the lights off. Like if I'm really sitting down and watching a movie that I care about, I want it to be like pitch black and stuff. That would annoy me if I was actually trying to enjoy a movie. You're right.
But then again, if you're playing Call of Duty Warzone, you want to get involved.
That would be cool.
Yes.
And then like the screen goes red. It goes red everywhere as you're getting shot and stuff.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, the 80s, like I can't wait to watch the movie Dune on that TV.
Yeah.
And like after that experience, like that's kind of okay. So that's kind of why I want to buy a big TV on Black Friday, because like I got 2 young kids and I only get to go to the movie theater like twice a year.
Yeah.
And that's not, well, let me rephrase. I'm only going to get to go to the movie theater like twice a year if it's not like for myself, because like going to see the Paw Patrol movie in the theater, that's not really like quality theater time. That's usually Marcus daddy nap time.
Right.
So anyway, but like getting a nice TV, and even like I have the Sonos soundbar upstairs and it's fucking dope. Like I could get the Sonos sub and like my sound would be great. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the sound has to be good. It doesn't have to be, a 5-point surround sound Dolby Digital, but it has to be good enough in order for you to feel like you're watching a movie and you're not just watching TNT's rendition of the movie.
Oh yeah, I hate that. TNT.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Like I don't want to see that, because like if you're gonna watch a movie that's in the theater at home, it needs to be a good experience.
Right. Yeah.
But now
you can't watch it on your phone.
Right. I'm gonna shit when we watch a movie down there,
especially one like that in 4K, because like. So seeing a TV this big, I will say, and the last bit on this stupid giant TV until we move on, but you notice the difference in like sports broadcasts. Like CBS's broadcasts of football games fucking suck. They're like 480p. They're like, there's probably 720, but when you stretch it out to that big, like the pixels are terrible. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we were watching the Patriots game and they were playing. Who'd they play last? The Chargers? Yeah, and even like it was a 4:05 slot game, so it should be fairly prime time, and it still did not look good at all.
Well, is he watching it via cable?
No, we watched that via YouTube TV.
Okay, because YouTube TV actually streams in 1080p.
Yeah,
but
their source recording a lot of times is the same as the cable, and it'll be like whatever it is, because like NBC looks great, and that's 1080.
Right.
You know, at like the night games are awesome. NBC looks great, but some of the Fox actually offers a 4K version via YouTube TV, so I would click that. And then But CBS does not, and it's terrible. But
Right. Hey, newsflash. Spider-Man No Way Home could be the longest Spider-Man movie ever. Spider-Man No Way Home has 159 minutes long.
that's 2 hours and
Wow.
39 minutes.
That means
Wow.
that's going to be fucking crazy.
That's epic. Well, good. I want it to be crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, there's so many new rock stars like videos about that movie.
Yeah. I just feel like when you make those content videos, like you have to keep watching it to find more content, because if there's not enough content to make videos on, you got to
stretch it.
You got to stretch it out.
Stretch it out. Right.
Anyways,
my favorite thing to do at the work site.
So we did. Go ahead.
The Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, I was going to say. So we did get a Star Wars trailer.
It was the Book of Boba Fett, and I thought it was cool. It seems to me, if you haven't seen it, like a political gang like style show, almost like The Sopranos or like the Godfather movies, where it's all about the politics and like interrelationships of like the gang dynamics, or maybe gang's not the right word, cartel, because it's the Hutt cartel. It's Jabba's cartel that Boba takes over. And I think that's going to be interesting, but it's going to be a completely different type of show than The Mandalorian. And Marcus was not loving it, I believe.
Well, I want to hear what Doritos thinks about it.
I was just going to say, yeah, Doritos.
Definitely interesting. I'm excited because when I was a little kid, Boba Fett was my favorite Star Wars character then. But I agree with it's going to be more. Looks like it's going to be more Sopranos-esque. By saying, okay, there's this power void now, and he's going to step in and pull the family together. So it has potential. It could help fill that. There's no Sopranos void for how many years now, and fill that void for some people that, okay, there's not Sopranos, but I got a similar thing over here in Star Wars, so I can get behind it.
Right. I mean, for me, I just want to know. I just hope that they cover how he got out of the Sarlacc pit.
True.
That's what I want to know, and everything else is just bonus. I'm like, I know Mandalorian season 3 is incoming, and this is like holdover content, kind of, and I'm fine with that. So anything else, like, I just want to know how he got out of the Sarlacc pit, and everything else is just I'm along for the ride, and it's bonus.
Mm-hmm.
It can't possibly be worse than Bad Batch.
I hope not.
I mean, it's all the people that made The Mandalorian, so it's like this, a lot of the same directors. Jon Favreau's still doing stuff. It's a lot of the same people. So I'm hoping it's good. I'd imagine it can't possibly be bad. But Marcus, go ahead.
So I have a complete different opinion than everybody else. I could completely do without a Boba Fett show.
Right. Yeah.
I'm where I'm at in my Star Wars old manness. I'm over it. Like when Rise of the Skywalker ended, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to move the fuck on from the original cast.
Yeah, I get you.
Okay.
And like, I was so excited for the High Republic because it was going to be a book series, and then I thought it was going to turn into the next everything, and I was excited. And like, I understand Disney is trying to get redemption for the sequel trilogy, so they're coming out with the Ahsoka show, the Obi-Wan show, which I'm excited. Don't get it wrong, I'm excited for the Obi-Wan show.
Yeah,
the Ahsoka show, cool. I hope we get to see Thrawn, because Thrawn is probably one of the greatest Star Wars villains.
Yeah, he's my second favorite character, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, like, I'm okay with that because that's going to go down a path that we've never seen. But for me, I'm just like even the Mandalorian, like, is really good, but like, I'm like, can we just go somewhere else? And honestly, I'm fucking tired of Star Wars with no lightsabers. I'm over it. Like Star Wars to me is fucking Jedi and Sith. Like Old Republic is Star Wars to me. Like Clone Episode 2 Clone Wars, Attack of the Clones is Star Wars to me. Like I don't care about
Geonosis with all the Jedi.
Right, exactly. Like that's what Star Wars is, and nobody is doing it. Everything is a fucking bounty hunter. And that to me, like, okay, it's cool, but it's not like that's not the roots. Like I don't go to fucking Galaxy's Edge to go buy a blaster. I want to make a fucking lightsaber with my daughter. Right? Like, or make a droid. Like, so for me, and I don't understand why Disney hasn't capitalized on this. Do you realize if they made a show with 1,000 different styles of lightsabers, do you know how many people would buy fucking lightsabers?
Yeah. I mean, look at
and
Fallen Order.
And in the world we live in, like saying the word gun or blaster is like blasphemy, and people are like, you can't mention those words. Like, but yet you keep bringing characters out that have blasters or guns. Like, so for me, like I'm just over it, and like. I'm not saying that this show isn't going to be good. I could do without it. Like the Cassian Andor show that's coming is going to be dope as fuck because it's going to be the rebellion from a rebel.
Right.
Like, this a story never told.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan's story is going to be Obi-Wan in the fucking desert making friends with sand people like the Obi-Wan book, which to me is intriguing, but like it's not the same
novel
shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I understand the Boba Fett thing is 100% fan service for guys like Doritos who thought Boba Fett was the most badass character in Star Wars ever. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just like, can we just fucking move on?
Yeah, I get it.
Give us in like, if you're going to give us stories that like, of a newer character. I don't know. Sorry, that was my fucking.
Well, it's just you have such a wide universe of potential content. Like you're saying, why do you have to stick with what's already known? If you throw a lightsaber on it, keep the light dark, or even go with the gray, you can create new characters. Why not start creating new characters, new stories to follow along with?
Well,
right.
The show that I'm looking forward to the most out of anything Star Wars ever created
I guess?
Is the fucking Acolyte.
That's what I was going to say is the Acolyte. Me too.
It's happening at the end of the High Republic into the current era.
Right.
And it's about a Sith. So is it going to be dark as fuck? Or is it going to be like a Jedi that turns dark and you watch the transformation, like not in an Anakin way, in a fucking evil way. Right. And Disney is proving that they're not afraid to make something a little bit darker. Like The Mandalorian was awesome because they weren't afraid to take chances with it.
Yeah.
Or should we say Favreau and Filoni, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But like those, like I believe, like and fast forward to when Boba Fett comes out, and everybody listening to this episode, you can come back and shit all over me when I say the show's good.
I will.
No, 100%. But what I mean is, no, for sure. But what I mean is, it's going to be 100% fan service. That's all it's going to be.
Okay. Yeah.
And like, I don't need to see the politics of Boba Fett sitting on the throne of Tatooine. Like, I don't care that much. Jabba's dead. Leia choked his ass out. And like, let's move the fuck on. And like, Tatooine is always going to be a twin sun hellhole run by the most vile people in the galaxy.
I get it.
Wow, that was a fucking rant.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was a wretched hive of scum and villainy, but it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I guess for me, I'm just, that's the old man in me. I just want new content, new. And everybody's like, oh, Marcus, it is new. It's a new show, never been told. But it's the same characters we've been seeing since 1977.
Right. I get you.
It's now Boba Fett as an old man. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, but okay. But I did like, so let me go into this. But I did like how Boba Fett saved the Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, he was like, look it, I want my armor. And the Mando was like, fuck you, you can't have it. But then he saved his ass and he's like, all right, you earn this armor. Like, that whole plot line was awesome.
Yeah, I think so too.
And honestly, like, hear me out. I think the Mandalorian show should have ended at season 2. I don't think there should be a season 3 because I don't foresee where this show goes. So is he going to just be a bounty hunter? Is he going to go to
point,
is he going to go to so is now he going to just go to Mandalore and now he's going to have the Darksaber and now it's going to be Mandalorian versus Mandalorian wars? You know what I mean?
Right, or it was like, because it was really the Mando and Grogu show.
Correct.
But like, are they going to include Grogu? Like, are they not? Because if you do, that gets sticky. Because then, if you include Grogu, you got to show a lot more CGI Luke, and that gets tricky and pricey.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, or do you not include Grogu at all? That really changes the show a lot.
Well, I think if you see Grogu, it's going to be like
that's for
a 3-minute shot of him training with Luke at one point. Right? Just as a fan service. But
yeah, maybe in a hologram because they FaceTime each other or whatever.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? But that's what I mean. Like, so they're doing season 3, and now I'm not saying Favreau and Filoni aren't amazing people and they're going to make the show awesome. Yeah. But like, that was my natural end to that show.
Yeah.
Like, how can you ever top Luke coming back since 1983?
And just destroying everything.
And us seeing the Luke that we wanted in Force Awakens.
Right.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Like, every single nerd on the planet stood up in their seat. I don't give a shit if you could have sat there when you realized it was Luke, when he stood up and dropped his hood and it was Luke, and you actually just sat in your chair, you are a better person than me. I jumped up and down like a little kid, cried, and was like, fuck yes.
Me too.
That moment in Star Wars history will go down as one of the best moments ever.
Yeah.
Because it shows the Luke that we all wanted to see.
Yeah. That was awesome. I honestly, even when it was the X-Wing, I didn't know which Jedi it was because I thought it could be Ezra also. I know there was like, it was, who did we hypothesize him? It was like Luke, Ezra, or somebody else that was missing still. Could pop back up.
Ezra.
No, I know Luke, Ezra, and there's a third person that wasn't that likely. It was basically Luke or Ezra, and I was like, who's it going to be?
Cal Kestis.
Cal Kestis, exactly. And I didn't know it was Luke until I saw his hand. His hand was had a glove on it, and they showed it as he was walking through stuff. I was like, "Oh, okay, it's Luke. That's cool." Yeah, but I honestly thought it was going to be Ezra for the longest time.
Dude, Luke crushed with his hands a fucking dark trooper, and that thing collapsed. And in the Jedi Order, that Force move is a path to the dark side.
Right,
they weren't allowed to do that, and it shows that Luke dabbled with the dark side back in Return of the Jedi. It was exactly what every single person ever wanted.
Yeah, he dabbled in both sides just like his dad would have if the Jedi let them. Like Anakin wanted to kind of do that, Obviously he went full dark side, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It is awesome. Wow. See how passionate I am about this shit?
I know.
It's pretty fucking cool. But again, and one more sidebar. Fuck. I'm just killing us with this.
This is the longest sidebar ever.
So Ubisoft is making an online video game. for Star Wars, right?
Mhm.
We all know that.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you want my tinfoil hat right now?
Sure.
It's going to be a bounty hunter story because they made the Division. It's going to be the Division set in a whatever era, and it's going to be just bounty hunters. It's going to be no lightsabers. It's going to be bounty hunters, and you're going to be able to customize your Mando, and it's going to be a complete online game like the Division, and no lightsabers. It's just going to be a bounty hunter game.
That's probably true. Yeah.
And like that's not really what I want. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Before we go to break, did we have any AIE news? You can just say yes, and then I'll do my thing.
Oh, sure. Yes. I was going to actually read it.
So Tuesdays are fun open guild night called Mandatory Fun Night, where the fun is mandatory, but attendance is not. These run in Star Wars: The Old Republic, and they run weekly, every single Tuesday from 9 p.m. Eastern time to whenever the event finishes.
11 p.m. Eastern.
Typically 11 p.m. Eastern. Also, wait a minute. There's also, am I missing something?
No.
Are we not doing the hard mode, master mode flashpoints?
Oh, yeah. So the first Friday of every month, which is tomorrow, which is in an hour and a half from now, we do master mode flashpoints hosted by Mal, and they do it so you can earn, there's certain mounts in the game that you can get by doing and clearing master mode flashpoints by certain ones. So if you want to earn some mounts and do the hardest version of flashpoints, tune in every first Friday of every month.
Right.
At 9 p.m. Eastern.
Correct.
What happens on the fourth Saturday of every month?
So the fourth Saturday of every month is the best event that AIE does ever. In case you're not sure how to schedule that, that's the fourth Saturday. So that's 4 Saturdays.
4 of them?
4. So
4?
Do you know what that sounds like?
No, what?
It sounds like Saturday, and it's Mega, the monthly Epic Guild activity, where we'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
It doesn't get old.
This Saturday will be a Marcus hunt. Find out at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this Saturday, aka the day after tomorrow.
So the market, so you guys know, I am borrowing this idea from another guild, which I'm not telling you. I'm not giving any details. Instructions will come at 9:10 or 9:15 p.m. You must be on time. And basically, I'm not telling you the planet. I'm not telling you what's involved. But the only thing I will say right now is that it's a hunt, and make sure you have all of your speeder piloting unlocked. So if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org, get our Discord info, and ask for a guild invite. The Discord link is in the top right-hand corner of the webpage. We play all of the games. This gaming community has thousands of members. It has to be, we must be at 20 plus games that we are 100% active in all the time. A big one right now is New World. There's Guild Wars 2. There's World of Warcraft, Destiny 2. I mean, the list goes on. Final Fantasy 14 is getting their big expansion. I think that's coming really soon. It's a really active, family-friendly, just great all-around people. Come join us because we would love to have you.
So, without further ado, I have to pee, as I always do. So, we'll be right back.
Jeez, Nick, hurry up. We're trying to finish this podcast.
And we're back. So, today we're talking about Star Wars: The Old Republic's 7.0 update, new gearing, and X-Pack talk. So, without further ado, Marcus, Doritos, what are we looking at?
Oh, my God. So, of course, when I'm fucking sick, like dying in bed, we get the biggest content update for the expansion. Now, over the course of a week. And
there can be no
of course, like in typical BioWare fashion, instead of doing a live stream to get people excited about it, they just type up a blog post and say, oh, here it goes. Like, I would say BioWare may be the worst hype train company on the planet. If you're looking for a company to get you excited about playing a game, do not hire BioWare to do that. Because they will burst your bubble every time. And it's like, you make your own fun, make your own excitement. Like, that's basically what they're saying. So they did a live stream in July, and they were like, starting in August, we're going to be dropping information on top of information. You're not going to know what to do with yourself. And what have we gotten? Blog posts.
Yep.
And one awesome interview with Max and Sema. And that's it. Oh, I think Averia got an interview with Charles Boyd, but like, I haven't watched it yet. Because I don't really want to talk about the story of 7.0 because I feel like that's the only thing that is truly exciting to me.
Right. So to actually see the story.
Right. So during all this time, we've gotten all of our information. And on, yesterday, they gave us a new blog post said, facing down the R4 anomaly operation, which is the new version. Nick, you want to read this?
I sure do. In our upcoming expansion, Legacy of the Sith, aka 7.0, we are changing how players gear their characters and how they grow in power over time. You can check out all of the details about these changes in our legendary items and itemization in 7.0 blogs,
which we will discuss after.
Yes. The greatest challenges we offer in Star Wars: The Old Republic are large group encounters called operations. As we announced back in July, the next operation coming to Star Wars: The Old Republic is the R4 Anomaly, where an obscure Sith cult harvests technology from an ancient weapon of terrifying power. Ultimately, our goal is to ensure players have the best endgame experience possible. To help us achieve that goal, we are planning 2 changes for the R4 Anomaly operation.
Insert disappointment.
Okay.
And now, mind you,
should I read it like or no?
No. Like, I want to be very open and honest. I have not, everything that we're going to discuss, I have not read. You are going to get my full official day one read of all of this because I've been saving it because I wanted to have it be au naturel. All right, go ahead. First,
the R4 Anomaly operation will only be available in the 8-player mode. The vast majority of our operations are run in 8-player groups, so we are focusing on enhancing and carefully tuning 8-player mode for the R4 Anomaly and all future operations. Existing operations will still be available in both 8 and 16-player modes.
What? Like, so fucking suck less. Like 16-player ops are some of the most fun I've had with friends. Like, I remember when Duxon came out, there's a guild out there called Clickbait.
Okay.
Rut actually has been on the show with us, and his guild, I went with them to do story mode Duxon and 16-man. And yes, like, they're not, and I haven't read this, but I'm reading into this because their engine sucks. The game runs like shit in 16-man, but like the 16-man version is like come all. Like, let's go do this as a big group. Not
super
doing
friendly.
this shit burns me up, but keep going.
Yep. Second, we're staggering
it already.
I'm like 3 paragraphs in. Second, we're staggering the release of the operation and the release of the expansion. As noted in the linked articles above, there are a number of gearing changes coming in 7.0, and we want to make sure players have ample time to gear up their characters, settle into combat styles, and get their groups ready for the next great threat to the galaxy. But players won't have to wait long for the operation. With Legacy of the Sith coming holiday 2021, we're targeting January 2022 for release of the R4 Anomaly operation,
which means March.
Right. This staggered release also allows us to quickly put our players should continuously grow in power, gearing philosophy into practice. Players can expect new gear to acquire when the story and veteran modes for the R4 Anomaly operation become available. Our goal is to get the R4 Anomaly operation on the player test server shortly after the 7.0 player test server wraps. We can't wait for players to take down this new threat to the galaxy, and stay tuned to Star Wars: The Old Republic or SWTOR.com for more updates. Sincerely, the SWTOR team.
Doritos, I'll let you lead this.
Bless their hearts. They put their tryhards on.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I did kind of see this because I've been in the game since beta launch, and one thing that has become consistent, at least, is the delay in releasing content. Now, I'm glad they're going to wait a little bit to hopefully give themselves time to get it more right when they release the operation. But so there's going to be lots of disappointment when it launches, but it's going to give people time, because what I expect to happen is they're going to launch 7.0 with combat styles, all the new gear changes and everything, and everybody's going to complain, and then they're going to go on holiday for 3 weeks. And then sometime in January, they'll come back from holiday and have piles of complaints on this gearing's not working, that gearing's not working. How could you do this to us? And then they're going to roll out the operation and go, here's the next level of gear. And everybody's going to be mildly sated.
Okay, so I'm okay with them staggering the release of this operation. That's fine. 100%. Because in Destiny, when the expansion comes out, the raids don't get released on day one. They allow you to enjoy the expansion for a couple weeks and get some gear and do your thing before they drop the raid. I'm okay with them delaying the raid for, they're saying a month. I say it's going to be 3 months because everything they do is delayed.
I totally agree for the 3 months.
Right. And honestly, like, I kind of hope, in my mindset on gearing and the way they release operations is very different, and it's not like anybody else's opinion, but I liked the tiered release. I liked how they did one boss at a time for Gods from the Machine, because it allowed you to learn that one boss fight, move on, get it on farm, and when the new one came out, you worked on that one. And then once you killed that one, then the next one. And it just progressed that way. And by the end of it, it made each individual fight that much better. I'll give an example. When you watch a show on Disney Plus that gets released weekly, you enjoy each episode more and more. Nick and I and whatever guest we have break down each episode of these new shows, looking at it with a fine-tooth comb, where when you watch Stranger Things on Netflix, you remember like 6 parts of the whole show because you binged the whole thing in 2 days or in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So like each episode just flows into the next. You don't actually get to enjoy each episode and like, what's going to happen next week? Is Grogu going to get the ball, or is Elle's going to have to use her powers to whatever? You lose that when it's all at once. So I'm fine with them delaying that. What I'm not okay with is it's another thing we are losing as a player base for group content. So now when you want to do the new operation with your friends, you're going to be stuck to 8 people. So now there's going to be 3, 4, 5 people that are going to be like, sorry guys, we're already full. You guys are going to have to make your own group or go do something else tonight.
Right.
Yeah, if you got more than 8, yeah.
Right. And in my opinion, stagger the release of the operation for 6 months and fix the fucking engine of the game that's 10 years old. Like, that's what people want. People don't want to lose a game mode.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And yes, they're going to continue to keep the current raids, but guess what? There's only 11 fucking raids. How many times are you going to do the first 11 raids over and over and over and over again before it just becomes blah?
About a year or two ago.
Yes, that's what I mean.
But part of this though goes back to what they said in the 4th paragraph at the very beginning, that this is they're letting people continuously grow in power. So that's going to go back to what we're going to talk about here in a little while of the rest of how the gearing's going to go, because it's gated behind group content. The way the itemization is going to go, it's going to put a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths with how it's going to progress far more slowly than people are going to want, because we've been spoiled with the spoils of war gearing philosophy, the renowned crates, and you get lots of stuff.
Right. And so, to be honest with you, so as we've stated, like, we were supposed to get an interview with BioWare to discuss this. So clearly, because we haven't heard anything about it, so clearly it's because they're delaying the operation. So clearly they don't have anything to talk to us about because they're delaying it. That would be my guess. So moving on.
Moving right along. So we got
I just heard Squid Game.
You did? Oh, that may or may not have been coming from my phone because I was trying to download that song. Fun fact, I can't find it anywhere. The next thing we want to chat about is the upcoming blog post.
Yep.
About new features.
Yep.
So it says, hey folks, I wanted to share some of the new features and changes coming in 7.0 that we haven't talked about yet. There's a lot to share, and the team is really excited to share them with you. Some of these we've been eager to talk about for quite some time, so go ahead and read on.
Nick, you sound so excited to read this. You have no idea. Your energy level is like a 4.
Dude, I've been shutting my mic off, turning it on and back off. Like, I've been getting progressively more and more congested, and I've sneezed and coughed like 18 times.
Really? And
yeah.
So it's not my dogs because you're not here.
Yeah, so he'll start talking like this, and then he'll just be reading the whole thing like this,
Exactly. So I'm like, I've shut the mic off and like blow my nose and then feel better. See, it's starting to creep up on me again. But anywho, let me get through this section. So the daily and weekly mission reset. So first, we're making some changes to how daily and weekly missions reset. Currently, uncompleted daily and weekly missions sit in that character logs until the mission is completed. Once the mission is completed, that character can no longer pick up the weekly again for that week or daily for that day. In 7.0, uncompleted daily and weekly missions will be removed from players once daily or weekly reset time passes. Currently Tuesday at 12 a.m. The primary reason for this is cut off because Marcus copied and pasted this poorly. Hold on. I really can't read a good chunk of this. Hold on. Marcus.
What?
You cut like most of this paragraph is not in the notes.
What?
When you copy and pasted it, it's not in the notes. Like, it's just cut off.
Well, I just copied it from the website.
I know, and then you kept all the formatting. You can click paste without formatting, and it just does the text.
You can do that?
Yes. You right-click when you paste, and there's different options. Well, anywho, apparently what's missing will help address credit creation issues in the economy. We will be sharing more details about these changes in a follow-up post in the near future.
So let me just say, so something else that we're getting is shared tagging, which this is a good quality of life thing. So basically, Nick, if you and Doritos are attacking something and I come in a little bit late and I start hitting it, I don't get credit. Now you're going to be able to get credit for it.
Oh, that's good.
Yep.
Very cool.
And then I'll go through these real quick. So there's a combat change, which is called Vanish. Currently, Vanish allows players to circumvent intended game mechanics, which is bullshit, especially ones that require a target. So basically, this is the stealth res. So during an operation and I die and somebody can drop out of combat in a secret, top secret way and res you. They're taking that out of the game because they're now magically 10 years later, they're making it's unintended, even though it's been in there since fucking day one of the game.
Yeah.
I think this is a dumb move, but again, it's because they have to come up with things to screw up the game. And I'm not a fan of this because I do operations, and God, honestly, we cleared some we cleared some fights that were won because of a stealth res.
Right.
So because we understand the benefit of resurrecting more frequently in group content, so we're removing the operation-wide lockout timer from combat resing. As a balance measure, we've made it so only the healers have access to combat revives. We'll be monitoring this and we'll adjust the cooldown as needed. So basically what they're saying is they're removing the combat timer to res, but like if a merc has a 4-minute cooldown to res somebody, you'll be able to res every 4 minutes, which for me, I think that's more game breaking than a stealth res.
Yeah.
What do you think, Doritos?
Well, I think there's two things, because I don't know if you mentioned that part about the vanish mechanic. That's basically dropping out of combat completely. So now, me playing a Sin tank, if I stealth out to do a thing, I'm no longer going to be. I'm still going to be in combat. So I will always be in combat in the encounter, no matter what happens. So that's kind of a good and bad thing, because it removes some of the raid utility from the stealth classes. But at the same time, okay, I can kind of understand, but if you didn't want it to do that, it's taking you 10 years. Why change it now? But the lowering the combat reses timer, that's not. I'm holding judgment to see exactly how they execute that one. Is it going to be like the 30-second, like right now in story mode ops? If you go into story mode op, it's a 30-second combat res. So if somebody dies, you res them. 30 seconds later, you can res the next person. If they keep that in all modes now, okay, I'm good with that. But if they say, it's 2 minutes,
Well, I think it should be the time. Like now, so if there's a res that you can use every 2 minutes in a nightmare fight, it's no longer a nightmare fight. So
Yeah.
The other side of that, I'm reading into this, or are they doing it because they're taking so many abilities away that it's going to be so hard to clear the ops, you're going to need to be able to res because the healers aren't going to be able to keep people alive?
That's always that is a distinct possibility too, given some of the changes we've seen thus far on the PTS, that this may be sorry, healers, sorry, but you might not have enough power behind your heals to keep everybody alive all the time. So when folks die, we'll just let you res them more often and top them off and deal with that. One problem is lots of the classes, when you get resed, come back with horrible resource issues.
Right. And now, and the other thing is what if both healers die? You can't res?
Nope, because only classes spec'd into the healing combat style can res.
So dumb.
So so it means if you're on a merc and I'm one of the two healers, that if you're DPSing, you can't res me.
Huh.
Yeah. Yep. See, there it is. So then one positive thing is we're finally getting the weapons in the outfitter. So basically you can basically take your lightsaber or blaster that you get as a gear rating, keep it there, but add a weapon to like your cosmetic self. So like you can get any lightsaber, any weapon you want that you really want to see, but now the stats don't matter. This is a great thing. The community's been asking for it for a long time. I'm pretty excited for this, and it's mostly because now my characters are going to be able to have the lightsaber that I want rather than the lightsaber that I need to have.
Right.
All right, Nick, you want to read the next thing?
I sure do. The legendary items section. So introducing legendary items. Along with the changes to combat styles, we wanted to give our players an inside look into one of the big updates coming to gearing in 7.0. Introducing legendary items, a new way to customize the playstyle of your character. Following the philosophy of allowing players more opportunities to personalize their gameplay, we wanted to dive into how these will be implemented in the Legacy of the Sith. Legendary items are implants that have a legendary bonus on them. This bonus can only appear on these items. Previously, You would see these types of bonuses when you collected set bonuses, which were previously gated by collecting 2, 4, or 6 pieces of specific armor. Starting in 7.0, you will now only gain these bonuses on legendary items and not sets. By having these appear on single item slots, you will have greater customization of the bonuses you receive. You'll be able to provide a broader range of options, including some older fan favorites. When we're getting closer to testing out legendary items, when we get closer to testing out legendary items, we'll be asking the community about their favorite set bonuses from previous game updates. More on that to come. So how do legendary items work? Players will be able to equip 2 legendary items at a time. Each piece of legendary gear will have a unique effect that will enhance and improve various playstyles and affect your stats in the same manner that gear does today. No more needing to stack multiple pieces of gear in order to get a set bonus's effect, since it will be rolled into a single legendary item. These items will be obtained at a lower item rating, non-max level, and can be upgraded to higher levels. Essentially, you can increase a legendary item's rating over time, as they do not need to be replaced like current gear does. We want players to be able to experience a variety of legendary items, so they won't be inherently difficult to obtain. While you may get them at a lower item rating than some of your other gear, you'll have the ability to increase the legendary item's rating increase a legendary item's rating directly. So what about current gear? Set bonuses as they stand today will be gradually phased out. If you're a returning player, you will find that your current set bonuses will be deactivated upon reaching level 76. Note that the stats on those pieces of gear will still be applied to your character, only the set bonuses will cease functioning at that time. Rather than having to collect up to 6 pieces of armor for a legendary affix, you can focus on obtaining 1 or 2. Being freed from the restriction of set bonuses will also allow you the freedom to mix and match armor to your heart's content, allowing you to customize your character more than ever before and without losing the effects and the abilities you were accustomed to having previously. More details on itemization in Legacy of the Sith will be provided in the near future, so stay tuned. Should I keep going? Or you want to chat about that?
So in Destiny, this is essentially their exotics.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you get an exotic weapon and it gives you bonus features and bonus. So basically you can have 1 exotic weapon and 1 exotic piece of gear on at the same time. And it gives you, they have special stats. Like there's a Huckleberry gun that has like this reload perk. So as you kill more things with this gun, the damage buff grows. So you do more and more damage. And the more enemies you kill, it automatically reloads. So basically, if there's a huge room of ads, you basically never reload. You just hold down the trigger.
Well, that's sweet.
Nice.
Pray and spray.
That's the one you have, right?
Yes, like for ad clear, it's the greatest thing ever. But the problem is most of the time you can't use it because it's an exotic, and you need one of the heavy exotics to be able to do the most DPS to bosses. So it's like when I'm doing normal stuff, I use the Huckleberry, but when I'm in like the raids or like the dungeons or anything, I have to use the highest DPS weapons, which are the heavies. You know what I mean? And those are the exotics. But you get special bonuses with these items. So I'm okay with them doing this. It's just a new way to do a set bonus. But what I like about it, and as long as it's not gated, what I like about this is that if I'm doing something and I get like, let's call it grit teeth. Like right now you're getting your grit teeth tactical, but let's say you're getting something like that in a legendary item for your set bonus. So now, but I can obtain that anywhere. So now I obtain this thing. I'm done. It's 1 piece. But the problem is, or are they going to put this as a random roll from the new operation that you have to do, and the chances of you getting it is 1 in 10,000?
It's probably not going to be a random roll, because we were over in the PTS this past Monday testing out just a couple of things on itemized loot, what was random, what wasn't random in a flashpoint, and you still it's still stuff will still drop. There's nothing for group loot. It's still itemized loot. Now there is still a small amount of RNG, whether you get the new mat currency or you get an upgrade piece, but it's at least still personal loot. Because one of the things they said in here is the legendary items, you get them at lower levels. So we're going to go in. We start off with what's it, like 318. So we're at 306 now. So like green gear is going to be 318. So you get a 318 piece, or maybe you get a 320 piece. But to upgrade it, you now need the other parts and pieces to upgrade. So you got to have, right now on the PTS, it's like tech fragments and this new mat and the piece that you got. So you're not getting in-game gear. You're getting one level up of gear. Then you have to take that and upgrade it. Then you get the new mats, you take it and you upgrade it again and again and again. So there's a lot gated behind. It's not just I got this new shell, I can go and upgrade it when I need to. But no, it's you've got to do the content to get the mats, to get the part, to get the upgrade.
Well, it's at the end of the day, this is an MMO, and this is what they do.
Exactly.
Like it's not meant to. They don't want you to be max level in a week. Now, I'm not saying somebody's not going to do it. I'm just saying that
I'm sure people will try.
Yeah, I agree. But we can talk about that after. But the legendary items, I'm fine with because it's something new, right? They've never done it. I don't no longer have to worry about getting a 6-piece set to complete something. I'm going to grind for whatever the best in slot pieces are, legendary items. And then once you get them, you're pretty much done. But the next part is you're going to have to upgrade it. So we're all going to get it at a low level, all of our legendary items. And now it's going to be just another grind to level that item up. Because I have a feeling if you're at 318, all legendary items are going to be dropping at like 310. So like you have to like get it to level, and then you have to grind even more to get it up.
Yep.
To the max level or whatever that is. Yeah. All right. Here's the big one.
Well, but the last piece of this is, what about the current gears, the removal of the set bonuses when you hit level 76. So, for those of us who endured the Dark versus Light event, got the XP leveling gear, rip that. Ain't going to work when you hit 76. That's disappointing, but it's not like it's terribly difficult to level up in the game. It's just we put the word time and energy in and rip that.
Well, but they have not. Nobody has said that gear is not going to work.
But it's a set bonus.
But what I'm saying is that maybe that's going to be the one thing that works.
Here's hoping.
I would imagine, because people are going to be pissed. Nick, you alive?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
All right. I didn't know if maybe you were sneezing. So
I'm always sneezing.
So on November 7th, we got the
Wait, the future?
Yes, the future.
November 2nd, I mean. We got the itemization in 7.0 blog post.
Oh, yes, we did.
So, like, this is the deep down, dirty of what's coming that we wanted to have a conversation about.
I'm Dirty Dan, and I'm going to read this to you.
Oh, my God.
Not like that, though. I can't do a whole paragraph like that. So in our July Legacy of the Sith announcement stream, we shared some high-level information about combat styles and loadouts, with several combat styles now available on our public test server, and the introduction to legendary items. We wanted to dive further into how gearing and itemization will work in 7.0. The feedback that players have provided over the years has always helped us shape the future of Star Wars: The Old Republic. So we're excited to talk about exactly what to expect in Legacy of the Sith. So the philosophy. Our philosophy for gearing and progression in 7.0 is to ensure that players have the gear they need to play the content they want, and that they can grow their power over time. Whether a player is here for the story or to take on the most powerful challenges in the galaxy, we want there to be something a player can look forward to that makes their character stronger. Legacy of the Sith in 7.0 will be introducing the vertical progression path for gearing. This type of progression is not new to the game. However, 7.0 will offer players new experiences and ways to obtain gear. Within a game update, a player can regularly work towards getting stronger and know that more power is on the horizon. Another key component of our philosophy is to remove randomness, referred to as RNG, from the equation as much as possible. When RNG is used often, it causes a variety of issues, such as the inflation in a game's economy, bloat in a character's inventory space, and removal of player control in acquiring and equipping gear. The Renown system was meant to mitigate issues caused by RNG by providing alternate opportunities to earn gear. However, it wasn't effective in that goal. Issues caused by RNG can lead to a frustrating gearing experience, and we want to remove these hurdles. There are 2 points players should keep in mind when it comes to upgrading their gear in 7.0. The first is that weekly content will be the fastest and most efficient way to obtain upgrades. Second, risk is rewarded. If a player chooses to complete content on a higher difficulty, they will be rewarded with better gear. That makes sense. So, shall I continue?
Yeah.
Gaining power. So the majority of gear updates will be offered through weekly missions rewards or by trading in reward gear to purchase an upgrade. When a player receives an upgrade as a mission reward, that upgrade will affect the player's lowest rated equipped piece of gear. If it's being traded in, the player can decide which piece of gear to upgrade instead. Instead of dealing with a large quantity of drops from bosses, players will receive one of 2 possible progress rewards, a type of currency that can be traded to a vendor as part of the gear upgrade flow, or rewards that can be used towards an upgrade. What does this mean for the randomness component that players are used to experiencing? As mentioned above, RNG and the RNG associated with the Renown system did not have a significant positive impact on the player experience. To support our philosophy about RNG, we are removing Renown and nearly all RNG in the 7.0 expansion. Furthering our efforts to build a fulfilling experience for our players, we'll be featuring different content on a weekly basis in 7.0. This content will rotate on a schedule to prevent farming of one specific piece of content, which has a negative impact on a player's overall experience. As an example, Group Finder will only feature a limited set of flashpoints and story operations each week. Players who queue for this random set will earn a guaranteed upgrade to their lowest equipped gear slot as their weekly Group Finder reward. Players can run the content multiple times per week, but the guaranteed upgrade mission reward will only be awarded for the first 3 runs. Beyond the first 3 runs, players will receive currency that can be used towards upgrades. With this updated flow in mind, let's expand on what's known as the gearing ceiling. New and more powerful gear will be released with each new major update, but game balance will remain the same throughout 7.0 patches. Content that may have been too difficult or intimidating at launch will eventually be outgeared, giving players an opportunity to level up to higher difficulties and also learn the mechanics of the content at their own pace. As expansion updates get released, we will also raise the floor, or the power of the base gear, so new players who happen to join the expansion at a midway point aren't left behind by this power growth. Let's take a look at what this could look like with an example item ratings. Players will start earning gear with a 308 to 318 item rating from levels 75 to 79. In 7.0, once a player reaches level 80, the base progression gear rewarded will be item rating 320. Gear obtained via conquests can be upgraded to an item rating of 326. In a further update, the base gear rewarded in that same content would be 322. The upgrade limit raised to 330. These specifics are subject to change as we go through additional testing and feedback. So nearly all gear that is rewarded and upgraded will be static and non-botable to allow for a more convenient upgrade path for the player. Comparing stats and upgrading gear will greatly improve and become easier to understand. Players will still be able to use moddable gear, but this type of gear is not required for the players to be effective in any content in the game.
Yeah, right.
Access to a moddable gear vendor will be granted at item rating 334, which is the highest possible gear rating attainable in the major game update following 7.0. We plan to provide that additional layer of stat customization to those players who prefer to min-max their characters between major updates. You may be wondering how aspects of customization other than mods are impacted by everything we discussed above. In short, amplifiers did not add value to the player experience, so we are removing them. We are removing the system from the game. We are reevaluating how to handle stat customization post 7.0, which may include bringing back amplifiers in a different form. This evaluation will take into consideration the behaviors we see in-game and player feedback. We want the gear upgrade experience to be as smooth as possible, so we will be keeping the existing augments at 7.0 launch. As we stated above, we are taking a closer look at how to handle stat customization going forward, including improving the interaction between stat customization and other systems such as crafting. For the time being, the existing augments and augmentation kits will still be usable in 7.0 gear. All of that being said, how does it fit into the various types of content into the game? Below is a breakdown of how gearing will work with playable content, including an expected flow for each type.
Wait.
That was a lot.
Okay.
I'm
So
gonna sneeze for a second. I'll be back.
yeah, no, that's cool. So what I just heard, right, is that they're basically okay. So the only way to acquire gear is to do their specific weekly gear, like to get real gear.
Mm-hmm.
So they're basically forcing you to do your weekly stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. But what I'm seeing is their whole point is basically once you hit level 80, you have to earn your way to 320, which is the base.
At level 80.
Right. But then the max level is 330. So are you only going to be able to acquire that by doing nightmare operations?
No, hold on. Go back. So that particular section, so that reads as once you hit level 80, the reward is going to be at 320. So I'm taking this at launch of 7.0. 320 is going to be your base. Once you hit level 80, 320 is your base, but max gear rating will only be 326. Then as they roll patches out, 7.1, 7.0 A, B, C, whatever it is, that's when they're going to start raising that gear ceiling. So it says in a future update, then the content's going to get raised up to 330. Then ultimately in the next paragraph ultimately the moddable gear will be available at 334. So you've got at least 2 to 3 updates to go before you reach 334 gear.
Okay, so, and the fact that it's not moddable scares me.
You got to hope it has the right stats for you. Otherwise, you got to keep going till you find the one that has the stats you want on whatever piece it is.
Right, so but they're saying there's no RNG, so I'm guessing all the pieces are going to be the same. So whatever 320 gear you get, the 320 gear is going to have the exact same stats across the board per discipline.
Well, I would hope like all the head pieces. Let's just go right now. Head pieces usually have alacrity. So let's say all the 320 head pieces are always going to have alacrity if you're a healer or DPS, and maybe they have like a absorber shield. I don't pick one for the tank classes.
Right, but I don't believe that BioWare, I don't think, can figure out the numbers.
No, clearly they can't because
that's right. That's why there's moddable gear. It's so you can get it right.
Right, because it's banking more on the 90% of the population that doesn't min-max the gear and do hard mode and nightmare raids, being the bulk of the population that's going to carry the game forward. Because those of us who do these in content level gear or operation or content, that we do min-max our gear, but it's going to be some time because there's at least 1, maybe 2 updates out before they put the vendors out there. Or did I misread that?
No, that's correct, or that's what it seems like. They're basically going to force you to use their shit gear in the beginning, and then they'll release it as they deem time. So all of this so far, and we're going to read more into it once Nick's back. But
I'm here.
All right. So everything that I'm hearing is that nightmare operations at launch are going to be impossible.
Highly likely.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
But they also did say that that the current augments will carry over. So there is the opportunity to do some, not necessarily min-maxing, but getting things how that content group would like with augments.
If you can get them.
At least the purples, they're going to still be around. Now the golds, given matte requirements, are they going to change the matte requirements for those? Don't know. Probably not.
All right. Let's keep going with all this stuff, Nick. Let's go flashpoints.
So flashpoints. Running a random featured flashpoint via group finder each week will yield a guaranteed upgrade to the player's lowest equipped slot, unless the player is already equipped with fully upgraded gear. In this scenario, players will receive gear that can be disassembled into currency that can be used for future gear upgrades. Flashpoints will continue to drop crafting materials and vanity rewards as they do today. In addition to these, flashpoints will also drop upgrade currency or gear that can be disassembled into upgrade currency. Players can trade the following to upgrade gear: flashpoint upgrade currency, daily/heroic currency, conquest currency, credits, and a piece of gear they choose to be upgraded. Specifics and exact numbering are likely to change when 7.0 is live, but for the sake of example, if the base item rating of level 80 gear for 7.0 is 320, then veteran Flashpoint players can upgrade their gear all the way to item rating 324. Master Flashpoint players could upgrade their gear to an item rating of 326. Essentially, gear dropped in either mode will be different and not identical to one another as in the past. In a future update, this max would increase to item rating 328 for veteran players and item rating 330 for master players.
Wait a minute here.
Mm-hmm.
So basically what they're saying is the Flashpoint gear is going to be different than the other gear?
No, I think that they're just highlighting like the difficulty level will be different. Like the gear you get from each difficulty level will be different.
Just kind of hold that thought because it kind of marries into some of the other stuff coming down with operations, PvP, and Conquest. But if you note in that second paragraph, though, for the upgrade, you're going to need the Flashpoint currency, the daily/heroic currency, a Conquest currency, credits, and the piece. You need 5 things to upgrade an item.
That's a lot.
Oh, fuck me. All right, let's go to Conquest.
Conquests. Players who wish to enjoy a solo-only experience will mostly upgrade gear by completing personal conquests. Using our example numbers above, if the base item rating is 320 in 7.0, upgrading via conquests can get players to a max item rating of 326. In a future update, this would increase the item rating to 330 for conquest players. PvP. The PvP gearing structure is similar to the Flashpoint geared flow discussed above. Weekly missions will award guaranteed gear upgrades, and crates for match completion will reward upgrade materials and side grades that can be disassembled into upgrade materials. PvP war zones and arenas will feature both a statistical floor and ceiling. This allows for a wide range of participants to join, gives a clear gearing and upgrade path exclusively through PvP activities if desired, and will stat cap anyone joining with higher rated gear than allowed. At 7.0's launch, PvP activities will award base gear starting at item rating 316 and allow for upgrades up to item rating 326. The floor and ceiling of gear earned via PvP war zones and arenas will all rise over time. We will share these details at a later time. Operations. Operations will be divided into 2 categories: legacy operations and current operations. Legacy operations, or all operations not introduced in the Legacy of the Sith expansion cycle, will allow upgrades with item rating caps determined by difficulty. Current operations will operate a bit differently. Gear tokens will drop directly from bosses and will be tradable among the group. For example, after defeating one boss, a player may be rewarded a token for pants with an item rating of 328. They could then either turn in the token and choose their piece of gear or trade it to another player. We believe allowing players who participate in large group content to gear up others quickly mitigates changes in the group dynamics when leaving or joining the group and is a crucial piece of this type of gameplay. Based on the item rating examples discussed in the previous sections, Veteran Legacy Operations will allow upgrades at 7.0 up to item rating 326, while Master Legacy Operations will allow up to item rating 330. The story difficulty for the R4 Anomaly Operation will drop item rating 328 gear. The Veteran difficulty for the R4 Anomaly Operation will drop item rating 330, 332, and 334 rated gear. Over time, as new difficulties or operations are introduced, new, more powerful gear will also come with these updates. We are excited for the possibilities of this. The new systems and Legacy of the Sith will provide us and our players in terms of improving gameplay, customization, and overall experience in Star Wars: The Old Republic. We look forward to sharing more information as we build up to celebrating both the launch of 7.0 and our 10-year anniversary.
Wait a minute. So now they're bringing back tokens, and it's not even a random roll because of this personal loot. So now you're going to be in a group finder thing to earn your weekly rewards, and the legs or the boots that they're talking about comes up and you don't know the person and you need that, they're not going to trade you that piece. They're going to go disassemble that shit. So now when you're with your team, now you're going to have to run these operations over and over and over and over again to hopefully gear everybody up.
Welcome to almost vanilla SWTOR.
Yeah.
More like I'm calling it Neapolitan SWTOR.
Why are they trying to be like World of Warcraft?
Because that's the benchmark.
Well, so let's
look at their model. So WoW Classic got launched, and it was a quick grab. I mean, how many people went to that? They said, "Oh man, it was great. We did da 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 da. Well, this is what we've wanted. We wanted to go back how it used to be." Well, that's the model of how a successful MMO does business. Would you not copy it in a form?
Okay, so there's a couple things that I've heard through this. So I'm going to go back to PvP real quick. So basically, PvP, you're going to be earning your own gear through PvP, but it is at a way lower ceiling than everything else.
No, it's the same ceiling as Flashpoints.
Right. So I don't like how they're gating this fucking thing by content.
That's how it was at launch.
Well, I understand that. And I didn't play the game at launch. I was too busy playing Call of Duty. So, but my point is that I think the casual players are the ones that rule this game. Mm-hmm. People that do operations, it's like the top 2% of the game. And PvP and ranked PvP is probably like the top 7% of the game, right? Or less. Casual players play this game the most. But I like that the highest level of gear is available for all the casual players, because casual players are going to keep playing the game even though they don't need the gear. They're going to keep playing it just to get max level. But this sounds to me like once a casual player hits whatever the ceiling is for conquest players, which is 326, there's going to be nothing left for them to do.
Try to get into operations. But then again, they're casual, and that's not what they're doing.
That's correct. And the fact that they're separating the two categories of legacy operations and current ones is, I understand why they're doing it, because they're trying to entice people to do the new operation to get better gear. But yet, like, if you only have 11 operations in the game, people are going to need to play that content. Because if you're doing veteran mode, you can only clear the new operation once a week.
Mm-hmm.
So are they going to remove lockouts so you can run the new operation over and over and over again on veteran mode once you figure it out?
Well, you got 11 operations. I mean, I'm sure there are some groups who will try to do all 11 each week to get the best, geariest, fastest they can.
But
they haven't said anything about the lockouts. That's a fabulous question.
So then, because story mode has a 24-hour lockout, but they also said that this is based off weeklies. So you're going to be able to do 3 operations for your weekly, but then after you're done with that, you're going to just earn currency. You're not going to be earning the pieces of gear. That's the way I'm reading it from earlier in this long post.
Right.
So basically, casual players, you might not need the gear, but I know a lot of casual players that played and they grinded to 306 because it gave them something to do in game. So now they're taking that aspect away. I think casual players are going to stop logging in.
It's possible.
I don't like it. But I know that's not a popular I know it's not a popular opinion because the elitists are always like, Marcus, but what do they need the gear for? It's not about needing it, it's that they want it. And now it's going to definitely show a discrepancy because in PvP, what did it say? The highest, you're going to start at 316 and you're going to go to 326. So that's the same as Conquest.
No, actually, it starts at a higher. Well, yeah, no, it's at level 80,
316. It's lower than the base of Conquest.
318.
Right, but what I'm saying is, but their max level is 326, which is the same as Conquest. But then you come up, so basically, could upgrade their way to upgrade to 326. So, and then master mode flashpoints is 326 as well, right?
Yep.
So Conquest and PvP and flashpoints are going to get you to 326 at launch, I'm talking.
And even through hard mode ops, are going to get you to 326 on launch.
So, right. So basically, everybody is going to earn the ceiling to start. And then and then once you can get to Nightmare, you're going to earn a better gear rating. But my question is how is that going to work with the bosses in Nightmare or even in hard mode? So like, are you going to have to kill the first boss 100 times or 5 times to be able to get everybody the piece of gear to bump up your tier just to be able to clear a boss again?
Well, they haven't said anything about what loot table it's going to be. So right now it's a random token.
Right, that's what I mean. And it's not group loot. So it's not like you can actually help your team if you have a couple subs or a fill-in, because it sounds to me like this is going to everything is going to be based off a weekly. Yes. So you're going to have to complete 3 operations a week in the group finder in order to get the most rewards.
Well, I don't think they're not going to have 3 operations in there. We don't know what the new group finder limited set looks like. It's going to be a combination of flashpoints and story mode operations.
Well, yeah. So players who queue for a random set will earn guaranteed upgrade of their lowest gear slot as their weekly group finder reward.
Right. But you only get to get 3 runs of a thing in Group Finder, and then you're capped on your Group Finder stuff no matter what you're doing. Now, it doesn't say you can't run into an operation.
No, of course not. But I feel like in order to do this, they're going to have to. I think like hard mode they're going to have to do something with the lockouts.
Yeah, I think the lockouts are going to stay. I think they're going to do the lockouts the same because story mode operations are probably going to have a 24-hour lockout, and all the other content for operations are going to have the weekly lockout. Again, this is the vanilla-esque SWTOR.
So, okay. So now I've thought about this a little bit. I'm okay with their gearing mindset. I don't like how there's going to be so many different currencies to have to manage to do this. What I mean is now, in my opinion, like you're going to have 4 different paths of gear tokens that you're going to get. So there's going to be PvP tokens, operations tokens, or credits, whatever it's called.
Yep.
Conquest, and then
flashpoints.
Right, flashpoints. But what about just running the story? They don't say anything about just running the story.
Nope.
So,
which implies that it's not going to drop any gear tokens or any upgrade tokens for you.
Because the way this game levels, you're going to be max level before the end of all of the story.
Possibly.
100%. You're going to be level 80. Like when I finish a class story and I'm just using XP boost because I don't have the DVL outfit, I'm usually like by the end of the class story, I'm over 50.
Mm-hmm.
So by the end of all the expansions, you're at max level long before the end of the story. So what are you going to earn from doing story content? They haven't said. How does this help the casual player? This is really interesting. And everybody, so you know, this is the first time I've seen it. I've ignored it just because I've been waiting for this. Hey, Nick,
Yes.
So you hearing this as a very casual SWTOR player, what's your opinion on it?
I mean, people are gonna have to entirely relearn how to play the game. You know.
And do you think that's a good thing for the game?
I mean, I feel like it's so late into the game that like it's a little silly to do a complete and utter gear overhaul. You know?
Yes.
I mean, is it probably going to be net good? Like it seems like they're really trying to simplify things. Like, yeah, simplifying is definitely better, and cutting out RNG is definitely better. But it seems like it's just crappy because they're so involved in all those other systems. You know what I mean? To now go and do that,
yeah,
at this point is gonna cause a lot of shakeup. You know?
Yeah,
it feels like if the U.S. now in 2021 tried to convert entirely to the metric system. Like, is it better? Yes, but it's gonna cause such a disaster that like, is it worth it? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah,
you know?
No, I agree. So I'll get on the PTS myself and try this out. I know there's enough people on. I've been too busy too, but I'll download it maybe even tonight so I can get on there and test this stuff out. Because I'm gonna have to do it anyways for when the operation comes. I just stay tuned. Next week I'll have an update on my thoughts on this. Because I am excited that PvP has a clear path to gear. I think that's really good for the PvP players because they're not being forced to do content that they don't want to do. I'm just not sure on how this is all going to pan out.
Agreed. It's going to be filling it out. I'm just disappointed that they're doing all this when they launch 7.0, and it's going to be around the holidays, and then they're going to go on holiday.
Well, we don't even know when it's coming. Like, we're at November 4th. I would imagine we're going to get an announcement very soon. And if I had to guess, my guess is it's coming. This is my tinfoil hat. I think it's being released December. Well, no, they're going to say it's coming December 7th, but it's going to actually come out on the 14th, the week before Christmas.
That's kind of the mentally what I've been targeting too, is that Tuesday. Yeah.
Doritos, tell everybody where they can find you.
Nowhere. I have very minimal social footprint. I'm in Discord. If you hunt for Doritos, you will find me. Or you can hop in game, and I will on some flavor of Doritos usually.
And it's the truth.
You can find him in either of our streams all the time.
He spends a lot more time with you than he does with me.
Oh,
crying. All right, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of Working Class Nerds.